is that Hitler died in the bunker on April 30th, 1945.
Could Adolf Hitler have gotten out of Berlin, and how did he do it?
How did he enter Argentina?
We're going to look at who could facilitate hiding Hitler.
We need to take this out of the realm of hearsay and see what sort of technology we can bring.
There are thousands of leads. It could completely change history.
Hunting Hitler.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Hunting Hitler. We weren't here last week because, unfortunately, my two co-hosts, they were sick. I'm glad they're feeling so much better. Y'all were both pretty damn sick, to be honest. You guys still having a little bit of that lingering?
Yeah, it's that U-boat air. It's just kind of like really
stale.
gets in your lungs and everything. So had to go on sick leave for a little bit. But yeah, right now it's better. But another problem arose. I'm not gonna really talk about it. But
Canary Islands.
But no, we're back. We're back. So happy to be back, Brian.
We are back, and yes, no, it's good to have the Admiral back. Of course, she is in charge, so you will all salute her.
Yes. Thank you. I don't need to do it back. That's the beauty of it.
No, actually, you're right. You don't have to do it back. All right. So
salute chat.
And shout out to Mr. Clifton 3D, who is on a dock somewhere.
Yeah, I guess so. Just fishing, off the boat.
No, I'm digging the backgrounds, guys. I like it. Especially, we were talking about behind the scenes. Anna is sitting in front of the HMS Prince of Wales, which
Yes.
I didn't know this beforehand. Would you like to explain what I didn't know beforehand?
No, we'll get into it during the episode. But I also just want to say that the reason now I am the admiral of a battleship is exactly because I got so sick of being in closed, confined spaces on a U-boat. So, and it's easier to shoot Clifton if he's on dock somewhere by using massive guns on a battleship than using a torpedo in a U-boat.
Okay, good to know.
I didn't think it was going to go that direction.
Minding my own business.
Clifton all of a sudden gets shot.
I even grew out my beard, not just those part. Just.
All right. That's funny. We'll say hi to the chat here real quick. Of course, Anna, always being the first. I love the fact that we can actually see. Thank you, StreamYards, for actually doing updates. That's great. We can actually see who has a wrench now. That's awesome. So Anna says, "Hail Hunters," and Kathleen, good to see, says, "Hey Cliff," and "Hey Anna." Hey. And Kathleen says, "How are you doing, Anna?"
I'm doing very wary. I'm wary already.
Well, she's here with me, so she's very wary.
I feel like I'm blind in these shades. I don't understand how admirals and aviators, you kind of are if you're an aviator. You're flying as a pilot in the sky with the sun. Makes sense. But on a battleship,
well, you actually don't fly with them on. Because your helmet actually has a visor that actually has built-in kind of sun screen, sunglasses ish.
Yeah, I'm not talking about military.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I guess I wasn't sure. Of course, those are highly reflective that we can actually see how bright your screen is.
I know, right? Jeez, I'll take them off for now. I'm getting a headache.
We don't want you to get a headache. Speaking of headache, I hope everybody brought their flashlights. If not, I have 87 extra. We found out I'm the only one on the panel that actually owns a flashlight, and not just one, multiple. That is a joke about this show, though, that they use a lot of flashlights. So here we go.
In the 1940s, in Spain, one of the most important pilgrimage routes in the whole of Christianity's history was a Ratline. And down that is moving Nazi war criminals.
Such an awesome building, by the way. God, that's gorgeous.
Damn.
I love the history of the United States. Seeing historical buildings in the US is really cool. it does not compare to the fact that like when you go to Europe and you see the castles and the forts and stuff like that, it's out of control. So just yeah, I'm a dork. I get it.
The Catholic
I
Church
enjoy
were
it.
heavily involved.
Oh, look at this.
This space was renovated to accommodate somebody.
This is one of the greatest stories.
See
never
flashlights.
told.
Perfect place to hide.
We'll get through the entrance. We don't need the intro. It just goes over what we found previously. Of course, we found some stuff in the subway tunnels.
In the cemetery in Spain.
Yes. You know, my goofy butt forgot to set up the Rumble link. That's okay. That happens.
Do you want to do it now?
No, I will. I'm not going to interrupt the show to do it now.
It's definitely metal. It's definitely man-made.
It'll get mirrored.
It fits in the parameters of a U-boat.
Bob Baer and war crimes investigator John Sensich review the findings from the team in Argentina.
If there's a U-boat down there, I can tell you that the potential for forensic evidence is enormous.
We also need to look at where the U-boat supposedly left from, and that would be Vigo.
After establishing
they
that it
went
would have
and-
been possible for Hitler to have escaped Germany,
When they went down and later in the episode when they went down, I was laughing my head off what they found because I couldn't help but think about what Anna said last stream. So I was laughing my head off at what they found. Like, yes, perfect.
Oh yeah, because I watched like a couple of episodes. Yeah, before you guys like so yeah, that was my reaction.
I kid. You talked me into it. I'm setting up the Rumble thing, even though we're late, and
All right.
that makes me a little gay, just a little. Yeah, no. So I mean, if you guys want to expand on that, I mean, we're not in a rush because we don't have Engage today. I mean, so
Yeah.
if we want to break it down a little more, it's up to you guys. I say go nuts. Or I'm not going to force anybody to be here. I'm not in charge. I'm not the admiral. She can keep us here as long as she wants. Like,
Gonna make you work overtime.
Yeah.
Well, ironically, in the military, you actually get paid by the minute because you're always on duty. So, which means they can call you 24/7. And if you don't answer your phone, I'll tell you what. There's one time I was sleeping hard. 6 a.m. Somebody was kicking my door. An NCO was kicking my door, and I was like, it was wham, wham, and I'm like, what the hell? And just like that was the craziest thing. I was like, holy cow! Like,
but if
yeah,
you're a contractor, if it's contractual, then they can't make you do it, right? You need to do like a certain amount of hours a week or something, or a day.
Well, the civilian contractors, yeah, they basically have a pass, right? So they're not beholden to the same rules. I could have swore that I had a thumbnail for this. Nope, I do. I'm just being a doofus.
It's all right. It's a
It's
Sunday. You just
we're
woke
used
up.
to it.
Yeah. It is a Sunday. I did put pretty much all the time zones encompassed. Pacific, Eastern, GMT. Sorry, Clifton,
did
you're a
that first.
smidgen.
You just literally copy pasted.
Well,
You did admit it. Got ya.
well, I think I remember. Well, yeah, what stream? It was Friday night, right? We said 6 p.m. G. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, you were very early on it. I woke up and I'm like, oh man, I'm behind the ball. Let's go. So all right. Well, Rumble is doing
And
that.
we always leave out Clifton because he is 7 p.m. CET. So
Yeah.
if you actually put in everybody that we ever have streamed with, it would be like an encyclopedia of just starting from like 000 military time AM, going down to 00.
No. CET time sounds like it's made up.
No, it's
Joking. I'm joking, by the way. As somebody who lived in Germany, I'm very joking. What is up there, CLS? It says, hey guys, appreciate you being here. All right. Sorry, Anna, go ahead.
I said, hey, CLS.
I didn't want to. I want to make sure that I didn't interrupt you. So, CLS says, "Yo, Clifton on panel."
Yeah.
Does that mean and panel, or just Clifton's on the panel?
I'm always on the panel on this one.
It's on a lot of panels. What's up, Natalie? She says,
Hi,
"Happy
Natalie.
Sunday, all." Well, thank you
Right.
for stopping by, especially on a Sunday. All right. So
Got it set up?
got it set up. Let's do it.
And
Awesome.
also uncovering declassified FBI files that cite Hitler seeking safe harbor in Spain. The team have determined the port town of Vigo would have been the ideal location for him to have boarded a U-boat out of Europe.
Vigo was an excellent exit point for Hitler. But what we don't know is his entrance point into Spain.
You simply don't want to take the airplane you flew from Berlin and land it where you're catching a boat. It's too obvious.
I would put the plane down early and then go on a land route. Question is, once he lands on the ground in Spain, how does he move? He's most vulnerable.
From my experience supervising undercover operations, I'd have to say to get from point A to point B, he's going to have to be disguised. All we have to do then really is to look in this U.S. Embassy report. The following Germans left for Argentina from Vigo under the disguise of a priest.
Well, that sounds like a rat line to me.
After World War II, an intricate...
Oh, hold on. What's up, JB? How you doing? It says, "Hail CLS." What up, Natalie? Or he says, "What's up?"
You missed his previous hello.
He says, "Hail Ryan, hail Clifton, hello YouTube girlfriend." Less than 3. It's less than 3. Crap! I swear to God, it's gonna die. Oh, that's gonna make it into Shadow's book, isn't it? Damn it! Along with the Taylor stuff. Don't do it, Shadu.
good system of escape routes known as Ratlines were established to help Nazi war criminals flee Europe.
And they worked
These
very well.
Ratlines were supported by both the Red Cross and the Catholic Church, who provided false documentation and places of refuge. Many of these routes traveled through Spain.
A lot of Catholics during World War II thought that Hitler was preferable to Joseph Stalin. So what we have here is a network of supporters to provide him with an infrastructure in Spain. If we could zero in...
I don't know how it was in Spain, but I do know in Germany that a lot of the bishops and priests were replaced by the regime. So
Oh, I
of
didn't
course
know
they
that.
were definitely pro-Nazis. I don't know how they were in
Yeah, like
Spain.
he did a really actually interesting thing
Elaborate.
where he merged the state with the church. So he put people in charge of the church who basically are party supporters. And the church and the state are always supposed to be separate, in my opinion. Like, there shouldn't really be one.
So, why are you laughing?
Wait, she says that and lives in Great Britain.
Right.
Church of England, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Shouldn't be one. I agree.
So,
yeah, it's interesting what they say about like people would prefer, Hitler to Stalin, because if you remember on one of our episodes, I was talking about how they literally like took all the cathedrals and a lot of the monasteries and just leveled them, like completely destroy them in the Soviet Union. And like my grandparents had to give all their religious icons away. So I can see that kind of mentality still. One doesn't really, both, were really bad.
Yeah, neither was great, and but one was actively almost at war with the church, and of course, thus the reason that you could say the lesser of two evils, given the fact that communism has killed hundreds of millions.
I'd be careful. That's why, like, I wouldn't compare. Both.
None of it's great.
Nope.
But also with Argentina, Peron. Remember we talked about him, the dictator guy who was in charge at that time. He was more of a fascist than a Nazi because he worked with Jews and he worked with communists. because his end goal was always power. It wasn't really an ideology. He just wanted Argentina to be one of the best countries in the world. And also they were extremely Catholic and very religious, which is why that kind of, to me, is an interesting fact that he wanted a lot of Nazis over there, but because they were so anti-religious, but still were being helped by a lot of people in religion and places of power, like bishops and all those guys in charge of those Ratlines were religious people. Even I think even the Pope at that time was involved, like the Vatican was involved.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, it very much was. A lot of people don't realize that. We actually find later on that yes, you'll see. We'll see. We'll get there.
And on the Ratlines around Vigo, what are the most likely spots could lead us to the airplane?
What I've done is undertaken an analysis of the Catholic churches and monasteries. What really brought my attention is the largest monastery in the area. It's 125 miles from Vigo. It's in Samos. What's interesting about the Samos Monastery is that it was built in the 7th century. It's large, it's private, it's secluded. It has 200 subject churches that can be translated into 200 potential safe houses.
If this was truly a Ratline, you will.
I have a question. Why am I asleep?
Because you said something that Mustache Man would be preferable to Mustache. NJV didn't agree with you.
Yeah, no. I mean, I agree more. It's a no-win scenario, but I think what they were thinking at the time is it was the lesser of two evils, even though it really wasn't.
They did say it in the show, so
yeah, it's neither's win on that one. It's just bad people all the way around. So yeah, it's not great.
Find witnesses there or documents that Germans were coming through.
Yeah,
I think we're really going to make this connection back to Berlin through Samos. It's key to the investigation.
All right, so we're going to Samos, Spain. It's very pretty.
This must be it here. Look at the size of this place.
Yeah, you can hide a lot in there.
Former commander of the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force.
This is actually a great point. Sela says, as a Catholic myself, you shouldn't play politics ever. Yeah. And he says in this situation, no, I think I would agree across the board. Don't play politics ever when it comes to religion. I don't think anybody wins that argument. So, yes, indeed, feed the needy. I think it's goofing and loading on me here.
Arrive at the huge monastery that has sat above the town of Samos, Spain for approximate.
Jamie says, Ryan, where's Taylor? You two on a break?
Oh no, why did you have to remind him? He's gonna put it on now.
No, not for this show. No Taylor. No Taylor for this show. That's only for more degenerate shows. So yeah, no, this one's meant to be a little more above board. Smidgen.
No pun intended.
Yeah, actually, I didn't mean that pun, but hey, it works.
1400 years.
The monastery itself is huge. At its height, there would have been hundreds of Benedictine monks here. Sanctuary is something the Catholic Church has always offered to people. But in this case, we have to find out if sanctuary was offered to Adolf Hitler.
Yes, this is Xavier.
Hola. Hola.
Hi.
Hi.
The team meets up with Galician historian Javier Quiroga, who spent years writing a book about the Samos Monastery.
The place is amazing, but we're here to look at the movements of Germans, escaped criminals, through Spain at the end of the war.
Sí, realmente é que este edificio ten moita historia escondida.
Oops, I think it's goofing on me here. It is.
It said like a couple of minutes ago that I lost connection to Legion News on YouTube in the chat. I was trying to say something, didn't go through. So
Lost
maybe
connection.
Yeah, like sometimes when you post a comment and it doesn't go through, it tells you lost connection to the channel.
Okay, it's up right now.
Yeah, it's working for me too.
Okay. Maybe
So
just
I got my full Admiral outfit, CLS. This is why I'm in charge. Got my white gloves, my shades.
Yep.
wait. Ryan Simps don't get command. I have Simps. I doubt it.
No.
Like I doubt it. Like that's not a thing. CLS says Anna exactly, and JV says she is. She's always in command. I dig it.
Thank
But take
you.
a shower, dude. A cold one. Bro.
In that period.
There it goes.
Los años 1900.
He says, "Can I be a lieutenant?" I mean, I guess. Like,
Of course. Of course you
we'll make
can.
you a second lieutenant because Clifton's first lieutenant. Does that work for you, dude?
Yeah, sure. That works.
I mean, I'm still outranked because I'm only a captain. So she. No. No. We all know the story behind that. No.
1970.
In 1930, it was an abbot here called Mauro.
Okay.
He was very close to Franco. Mauro had a lot of power because it was supported by Franco.
What we have here is an abbot, very close to a very close associate of Adolf Hitler, Cisco Franco, the dictator here.
When the German war ends in 1945, they began to come to the monastery. Here in the monastery, there's a lot of German military dressed like monks.
Eu teño lido esta expresión, exactamente. Es decir, incluso se falaba da ruta das ratas.
He said that Germans come here in the monastery because it's the way to Vigo, the route of the rats.
La ruta del strato.
And they used to do false documents to give them a new identity.
This isn't just a part of a rat line, the escape route for Nazis. This is a hub that connects to submarines in the city of Vigo. Next stop, South America.
Also, he was talking with many monks of that time.
That period, yeah.
Yeah. And a man who worked here when he was 18 years old, he said that he saw here with his eyes Hitler. Here? Yeah. Yep.
That's interesting.
When was that?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I
it is.
absolutely completely believe that because there is evidence of people, like we said, being helped by the church who would dress up and disguise themselves, either take on somebody else's name or disguise themselves as a monk, go to one of these places in Europe, whether Italy or Spain, and then get on their little rat line to go to Argentina or Brazil.
Definitely.
So I just type in something real quick. Alrighty then. Let's just saying hi for my other YouTube channel since I have 87. Monasteries were Ras Al Ghul trained Batsy. I never trust monasteries. And then CLS says JV, you spelled it wrong. Ras Al Ghul? Yeah, that's probably hard to spell. I don't think I could spell Ras Al Ghul off the top of my head.
He said that
Could you spell Ras Al Ghul?
You.
I mean, if I
can't
had
even
to
spell my
really
name.
quickly, I would probably spell it the same as JV. But yeah.
I have a question. Are you wearing a Michael? You wearing a Michael Jackson glove?
Oh, I'm wearing Admiral gloves. I was trying to Google it and it doesn't. My keyboard doesn't. I can't do it.
I expect there's all of a sudden with them gloves on the breakout. Billie Jean is not my lover. Come on, give us a verse. I'm kidding.
No. So
She's
back
like, no.
Back to mustaches in Spain.
Mustaches in Spain? Probably a lot of those, to be honest.
1st of May of 1945.
Hitler was here.
He said so.
Oh, CLS. Ras Al Ghul. Thank you, CLS.
a man who worked here said that he saw Hitler here in the monastery.
Hitler was here.
He said so.
Newly declassified FBI files stating that Hitler
Nope,
could have
that's not
fled
what I want to
Germany
do.
and sought refuge in Spain
That
have
was
led the
way
team
too much
to
of
the
me.
Samos Monastery, where an eyewitness places Hitler less than a month after his alleged death.
CLS, we always get copyrighted. It's about not having the stream get taken down. That's where I don't care about a copyright. It's their material. I always argue with them, but I don't want the stream to get taken down where nobody can see it. That's what I try to avoid, and we have to do that all the time on Game of Thrones and all that stuff. We got copyrighted for something on Friday night. Some girl's song that I don't know who it is. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe it was on one of the trailers we showed, like the video game one. I don't know. It was weird.
Who knows?
So yeah, we're just somebody I've never heard of.
This is also in Ryan's Rumble. So
yeah, I don't care if they copyright. I just don't want them to block it. That's all I'm trying to avoid. If they copyright it, but everybody can still see it, that's cool with me. It's about just the fun.
Death.
It's all about the fun.
The team have also discovered that the monastery may have been a hub on the Ratlines, an underground railroad for fleeing Nazis.
There's some bits about this story that, for me, are just fantastical. However, you can never knock an eyewitness. We have a place you can hide in plain sight. We have a date that fits in with the end of the war in Berlin. And then you chuck an eyewitness in who says he saw Adolf Hitler here. You can't erase history. You can still see the imprint if you look really carefully. What we're here doing is looking really...
Well, it's good to see a CLS. I get it. Your phone's almost going to die. So, yeah, appreciate you stopping by, man. Have a good one. Also,
Take
Clifton, digging the profile picture especially since the show we got coming up next Sunday, correct? It's next Sunday. Man, the photos from the remake. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to get into that, but
nope.
Yeah, I got
update.
I got it on my list to watch. I'm going to watch it this week before we do this show. Is this show?
What, have you never actually seen it?
Not in years. Not since probably the early 2000s.
Okay, so at least you've seen it before.
Yeah, no, not since like the early 2000s. Like it's been a long time because it came out like what, 98, 97ish, somewhere in there.
Before then.
Is it? Okay.
93, 94.
Really? That old, huh?
94 is what it's saying.
Okay. So it came out a year after Jurassic Park. Yeah, I wasn't really old enough to kind of...
Well, you're obsessed with your dinosaurs.
Well,
I mean, he has to keep tabs on his girlfriend, doesn't he?
Before or after Jurassic Park?
Well, so in 94, I was like 8.5, right? So like that's how I was barely old enough to see Jurassic Park. Like my dad had to take me, and it's because I did good in school or whatever. I had a good year in school. So no, it was a little bit more of an advanced movie than for my age at that time. So I had to wait till I was like a teenager.
I saw it when I was like 6.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was in school yet. Well,
Yeah, it was a big deal when my parents took me to see Titanic and there were boobs for the very first time that I saw in the theater. Yeah, that was a big deal. And it was creepy because my parents were there.
Mm-hmm. It's always kind of strange when you're watching TV with your parents and boobs come on. It's like,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was more weird for me watching Game of Thrones with my dad. Like,
Yeah, I could.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
Game of
pop out and go to the kitchen for a little bit. Like, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. Even to this day, I remember it being weird. All right.
Os nazis quitaban a súa capucha.
Here, the Nazis used to take off the hood and eat in silence.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there any documentation
off
that
their
I can
hood?
see that supports all this?
What's that?
yeah, they're monk's hood.
Oh,
Mhm.
the used to take off their hood and eat in silence. Okay.
Yep. Yes, they did. Scrolling up for don't know. Stop talking.
That you're talking about?
No, because the library was in the place where.
Davey says Titanic sucks. He says hashtag Jack Lives Matter. Rose is a B word. I like Titanic.
But I kind of get it now why Ryan likes Titanic. It was the first boobs he saw on the big screen.
Right.
Wasn't it?
This show is actually called Profiling Ryan.
We're supposed to be hunting for Mustache Man.
Much about you.
I share too much on the internet, apparently.
The German used to say, but there was a fire.
Of course there was. Yeah. In 1950, the area where the Germans used to live and the library next door all burnt down.
Oh,
just
no way, StreamYard. Jeez.
We'll have a chat with you guys.
Had to click that button 3 times. I'm like, bro, give me
The
copyright.
whole thing went up like a. That part of the history and more went up in a puff of smoke.
There's absolutely no doubt
What
in
a
my mind.
surprise that it
It's
burned.
a safe haven for some.
Yeah, it's just super weird, right? It's it.
Really
It's just
strange.
it's an honest mistake. Could have happened to anybody.
Yeah, definitely. In a stone building.
It's stone building. All of a sudden it explodes and like, oh, somebody must have left their fire on. It's like an awfully big explosion. Like, yeah, no, stone's not really gonna burn that easily. Yeah, that's gonna be super tough.
Trying to hide.
Completely. It's not like you'd keep a ledger going, Nazi in, Nazi out. But now, nothing. There's more than one way into this place. There would be ways only known to the abbot.
They had tunnels for the water, but the plans of the monastery doesn't appear any tunnel.
So there are secret tunnels in and out of this building.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
The team go to investigate one of these mysterious tunnels that could have provided underground access to the property.
So this goes outside of the walls of the monastery? Oh, yeah? Okay. We don't know where that leads to.
Not yet.
All right, let's take a look.
I want to take a look. I forgot what it looks like.
Get your flashlight.
Time to be a tunnel rat. Got about 50 yards on a tunnel that was up top, and now there's a smaller one underneath it, which you had to crawl through.
JV says, all right, got last week's news now to work on, and my Dune review as well. Have fun, boys. YouTube girlfriend, semicolon asterisk less than 3. Dude, you are the fact that you know what any of that means.
Take care.
The fact that he knows what any of that
And
means.
everybody check out his videos, his Twitter and YouTube as well.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. I don't know, maybe one of these days if he ever wants to come on this show, it'd be kind of interesting to have him on. Yeah, but no, last week's news now is he gets a good amount of views on that. He people like that. Does it every Monday. I believe 8 a.m., 7 a.m., somewhere in there. Don't quote me on the time, but yeah, it's good to see you, man. Always a pleasure.
Through. This thing goes pretty far. Okay. Not much air in here, guys.
I always like the camera. He says 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, that would be 7 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. Eastern, because Eastern is still 2 hours ahead of us. Haven't hit daylight savings yet. I always like the fact that like when they're like struggling to get through a tunnel, but then there's like a camera in front of them showing their face, and I'm like, so the camera guy got through first.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I get it. It's all for cinematography and all that, but it is slightly corny. Like if they're in a sunken boat or something, like they're exploring a sunken ship and guys diving through in this corridor, and he's like, it's a little tight in here, guys, but you see him from the front. It's like, so the camera guy had to make it first. You didn't, but he did.
Or it's like if they're diving like with sharks or something, it's like, oh my god, these sharks are so scary, and the cameraman's just there, like the first one to go down.
Outside of the cage.
Yeah.
You gotta
but
laugh
I guess
though.
another thing that could be that one of them is actually one of the team members is filming it, like with a GoPro or something. and not the actual big History Channel cameras.
Yeah, no, it's probably most likely something smaller because yeah, those big old giant cameros, like
Yeah,
they're
you
no,
wouldn't
those are
risk, like even scraping that. That's thousands of
yeah,
dollars.
it's like a 60-pound camera. Like there's no way. So and GoPros, I mean, they can stream and record in 1080p. So I had a friend who actually lost. I had a friend who lost his drone with the GoPro on it in the Tampa Bay, and like when the water level went down, he ended up finding it, and the drone was dead, but the GoPro still worked because they're waterproof.
Yeah, those things are very durable.
Oh, I know. No, so anyway, I digress. Get me on tangents.
Thing ends right here. It's bricked up. Bet if I could have got through that wall, I'd have been on the other side of the wall of the monastery, knowing that the Germans were here. They were comfortable. They were welcomed. To have now a tunnel underneath the monastery is pretty significant. I want to find out where this tunnel ended up.
What'd you find?
There was a tunnel.
Okay.
I probably crawled 100 yards. Boom, brick wall. You can see where somebody had blocked it off. I had to have been on the other side of the monastery, on the other side of the wall.
100 yards to take.
Easy. Is there any?
Buffering.
I don't know. To me, it kind of seems like, well, there's why are you breaking it up? Because remember, I confused in the last episode. I was talking about how would they get Hitler from the thingy bunker through that tunnel because it was really tiny as well, and he'd have to crawl. Same thing here, but they actually blocked it too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
why
No.
do that? So nobody can get out or get in. Why would you block it?
It may have been blocked.
Immediate, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe after the fact, it was bricked up, which I would assume probably most of it was done. Maybe kind of the last person came through, the last person escaping, and they're like erase any of this ever existed,
Right.
And
So like in the cemetery when they built over the older German
yeah,
graves with the swastika just to
Yep.
this never happened.
Yep.
Erase this person. It's part of history.
yeah, and I think Clifton could probably attest to that because obviously there's still a lot of shame surrounding all this kind of stuff. Which is unfortunate. The fact that they're actively trying to erase. I mean, I get it; it's a horrible part of history, but you're still erasing history.
I mean, it's
You know what I
not
mean?
just history in Germany. It's just everything that's just somewhat pro-Germany is not allowed. You can't do it. Like just hanging up the German flag. If the German national soccer team isn't playing, you can't hang your flag outside or you will be labeled a Nazi. The
Oh, I
police
have
will
something
show
for
up
you, Clifton.
and ask you to take the flag down.
What did Anna say?
I didn't catch it quite.
I don't either. But she left quickly. She's like, "Poof, I'm out of here."
But I have something
DoorDash.
for you. Are you talking about German representation? My German friend gave me this. So yeah.
I see. That's probably something from the World Cup or something.
Yeah,
when the
it is.
national team plays. So
Mhm.
that's the only
So-
time you can be proud of Germany.
Ryan's like, what the fuck?
No, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So German citizens cannot fly the flag of Germany, the current country flag.
Yeah.
What
You
the
can't
heck?
show that you're proud. You will be labeled a Nazi, and you might have police show up and be like, "Hey, take the flag down."
And you don't tell the German police no. The German Polizei don't mess around. So
It's the opposite
Wow.
in England. Everybody likes showing off the Union Jack.
I mean,
crazy.
yeah, I lived in the States, and like every house had a freaking
Has-
American flag down Main Street.
Yeah,
Same thing in Russia, actually. There's like a lot of people wearing and like, exhibiting the Russian flag. A lot of patriotism.
But it goes back to Nazi times.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to be proud of your country if you're German.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
It'd be different if you were hanging up a certain flag that's red and black and white.
Yeah.
But just It's wild to me. I don't know. I don't get that. As an American, I fly the shit out of the American flag. I love that shit.
Unless the Germans are playing on TV, then you can have your face painted in the flag. You can have flags flying. You can have a flag wrapped around you. No problem.
Or you can have one of these, which are really cool.
Yeah.
I love them.
Why does it sound weird? It's got like a deeper sound to it.
Because the
It's like-
World Cup was ages ago. This is old.
No. Yeah.
And I'm talking about actual football, not American football. Not soccer, like football.
You mean foosball?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, actual football. No, I kid. No, well, I remember when the World Cup was in Germany in 2005. That was crazy. That was crazy time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was stationed there at the time. That was craziness.
We were in the city of Kaiserslautern every day. I mean, I went to school in Kaiserslautern, so but damn, Trinidad and Tobago, against England. That was an awesome game. I absolutely loved that.
Yeah,
And the
England
people
kinda
are awesome.
England
Yeah.
sucks. The last couple of World Cups was not good.
They can't win if they don't play in England.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was awesome. Fun times. Meeting a lot of different people from different countries. Australians and Trinidad, they were really cool. Played soccer with them in the street.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Football, not soccer.
Ooh, you said it wrong.
Well, I said it for the American viewers, they
Yeah, because we're all yeah, no, we're like what's that soccer crap? Nobody watches that. And they're like, well, actually, yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. I like soccer. I played soccer as a kid.
Me too. I was a goalie.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I played either defender or midfield.
No, I was really good at being a goalie. I started when I was 5, and then closer to high school, I went more into baseball.
Really? Baseball?
Yeah. I'm one of the Clifton, remember I was telling you I'm one of the best batters there is out there. Like I love batting.
I don't think we've talked about baseball yet.
Yeah, I did. I told you I had with my PE teacher, I accidentally hit him in the balls, and then I did 6 home runs.
Now that you say that, yes, does sound familiar.
Anyway. Yeah, baseball.
She always hit the balls, that's for sure.
Now we're definitely moving on. Definitely moving on.
Owned by the monastery, outside of the monastery.
Sí, es very, very
Get
close.
very inappropriate in here.
50 yards beyond the wall in the tunnel sits a building which was owned by the monastery in the 1940s. After 1943, it became a station for Franco's paramilitary police.
Para alquilárselo a la Guardia Civil.
Guardia Civil.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not army,
Okay.
but it's paramilitary
Similar.
police force.
Yeah, we're military.
Yeah,
They're
these are the
trained.
tough guys. These are the guys who run Franco's Spain for him.
Why would they man this place with paramilitary personnel outside of the monastery? You don't have to answer that question because I believe I have the answer.
It's a police station, but the Guardia Civil are far more than police. The Guardia Civil are men who owe allegiance to Franco. You really don't want to meet these guys.
Oh, look at this.
Holding cells.
Yeah? There were cell blocks downstairs in the office space. So I was looking in the cell blocks, and every floor was cemented. Look at this.
Not a group of people you'd want to meet.
That certainly has been covered over. In one cell, there was a floor that had been cemented in a perfect square, about 4 by 4, and part of it was kind of broken.
That's a straight shot of something right there. You can see it.
I was able to dig in a little bit. I could see straight down. It was definitely a tunnel to someplace.
This has been filled in with all kinds
Wouldn't
of
it be
dirt,
cool if
stone,
they would actually get
very loose gravel.
permission to dig?
Yes. And that won't happen though.
Yeah, they would never allow it because it's a historic site. So.
Yep. Yeah, you'd have to get special permission, and that would be extremely difficult to do at this point.
Yeah, I would still think the Spanish government doesn't want that stuff coming out either.
Yeah.
No, they don't. I guarantee they don't.
I mean, they
So
have a problem like the History Channel and Skinwalker Ranch digging like into a mesa, because that's also like an indigenous area for, you know, in what's the state again? Jesus Christ. Not
Nevada, New Mexico,
no, the other one. The more
Arizona.
like says no, the other one. God, come on.
I honestly don't know where Skinwalker Ranch is, to be honest.
Oh shit.
freaking
What was it?
Utah.
Utah, that's it. Yeah, and they can't even like dig into some rocks and hear an actual, you know, building and stuff. They've
That'd
tried
be that
to
Mormon country.
Utah, yeah.
Yeah, that would be that Mormon country. They're a little finicky about things too. So
Just need to marry the right people.
Well, the guy
You have a couple of tries, right?
Brandon, whatever his last name is, I forget. He's the one who actually sponsors the show. He's a Mormon.
yeah, no, they're so like it's gonna sound bad. They're traditional Mormons, right? That are just they're standard. They have their family, they do their thing. Then there's the extremes, like the polygamists. So those are the ones that have like 10 wives and they have 87 children, and it gets weird. And the traditional ones are like, bro, that's not us. We don't do that. Like, they're weirdos. And it actually is illegal, I believe, in Utah. If you get caught.
As far as I know, it's illegal everywhere now.
It is illegal everywhere. Yeah, so
at least within their own
can't
religion.
Yeah, they can only traditionally marry one woman. They can't actually marry multiple ones. But from what I understand, they have like their own ceremony to marry them, but it's not legally binding in the
Well,
state's eyes.
I really liked the Book of Mormon by the South Park creators, the musical. I've seen it like 5 times. It's super.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, you should see it on stage.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yeah.
They actually. Have you seen South Park? I'm assuming you have, right? You guys know Casa Bonita from the episode Casa Bonita, fun food and lots of games. Okay, watch the Casa Bonita episode. That's a real place in Denver that they own. It's a real historical landmark in Denver that they own.
Oh wow.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, South Park really is a town in Colorado that's probably about 40 miles from Denver-ish, 30-ish. I don't know. So
that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that was fake. No, Casa Bonita is a real place. I've been there numerous times, even as a kid. Yeah, they got the cliff divers and everything, and it's freaking awesome. All right. Anyway, my weird childhood aside.
Definitely a hole here. Look at this.
The puzzle will start coming together. What the possibility of Hitler being
I thought you were editing a video, dude. He's back. He says, then you have the Jack Mormon. Basically the same thing. Same, just add alcohol. I love Casa Bonita. I used to eat there numerous times. Yeah, it's so good. They changed it. They got rid of the old menu. I'm so bummed out. It's more fancy now. It used to be like this buffet of probably just the worst food in the world. Like, but their cheese and chicken enchiladas were so good. They were so good. Anyway. Anyway, again, yeah, no, it's. I haven't met a whole lot of people who haven't lived in Colorado that've eaten there, so that's cool. I didn't know that JV's eating there. That's pretty awesome.
in here, concentration of Nazis, General Franco, and now we found this tunnel. There's a good possibility that was utilized to escort the Germans in and out of the monastery. You got to remember that I went about 100 yards in a tunnel, which would have led right to the building that the civil guard resided in. Was some sort of an escape route or in for somebody. As an investigator, you don't have to hit me with a ton of bricks. Good possibility that's what that tunnel was used for.
What do you think, Clifton? Do you need to be hit with a ton of bricks to believe it?
No, not really. I'd rather just believe it instead of getting hit.
Okay, that's fair. JV says, I used to live in Thornton. I lived in Thornton at one time. Yeah, I lived in lived in Broomfield. When I first moved to Denver, we lived in Westminster before it was bad. I know that like
What are all
federal.
of these copycat names of like London places? Thornton Heath, Broomfield, Westminster.
Well, it's Broomfield. There's no S,
Well,
but it's close.
fine, same thing.
Westminster, yeah.
I mean that's basically the states. I mean, if you're in Missouri, you can go from Mexico to Paris within 2 hours.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Where
And
was
then
the
back to Frankfurt.
imagination?
He says ton of bricks or a ton of feathers. Still weighs the same. Well, I mean, we did take a lot of inspiration from, you lovely people in the UK.
Yes, you did.
A lot of, well,
just
I mean,
whoop that ass.
Our
yeah,
Navy
but a
was
lot of the
better than
settlers were
yours.
from Europe.
What's that? You know what? You need to holster those things. Put the gloves on too.
I'm sorry. I'm an admiral. When I shake hands, I don't want to.
The Michael Jackson gloves. All right, I gotta stop. Damn.
That should be all I need. So I'll swap out and put the
Egypt to Venice to Paris within 4
In
miles.
Argentina,
Wow.
Tim Kennedy and the marine archaeologists prepare for an open ocean dive to identify the mysterious metal objects detected on the ocean floor.
We're gonna be extremely
conservative.
Hey, anybody else here scuba dived? I haven't.
Yeah, I've got a passport.
I want to learn how to do it. I want to learn how to deep sea scuba dive.
Oh wow, no, I can't do that. Mine is only certified for like 30 meters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I don't know. Part of me wants to learn how to do that because kind of the bottom of the ocean is kind of scary. And I kind of want to do it. Is that weird?
No, it's not weird, but like you're also not James Cameron. Like if you really want to go deep sea diving, you really need to be
No,
rich.
I don't want to do that. That's too much.
But even like with swimsuit equipment, that would be a lot of money.
Yeah, no, I always want to learn. I didn't do that before I left Florida. I kind of wish I would have, but no, well. It's Florida.
We're not going to come anywhere near our limits. We're super remote out here, and we want to make sure that we're extra safe because help is far away.
Sounds like a good plan.
Dive leader Joe Hoyt prepares for an expedition that could put them face to face with the U-boat. The declassified FBI documents claim delivered Hitler to Argentina.
All right, let's go find a U-boat. Let's do it.
He says, I won't. Nope, no way. I stay away from oceans. Uncontrolled water. Nope. He also doesn't like scorpions. If you watched
Oh
him.
my god! I have something else to show you.
Oh, you're not going to do it, are you? You are not going to do it on this show. You know what? Actually do it. Creep JV out. Do it.
But yeah, going to the scuba dive. I've never been to the ocean.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like you've never actually like been to a beach, or you've seen an ocean though, when you were flying?
Well, I mean, sure. When I'm flying, I saw Newark. I saw the Statue of Liberty while we took off. That's the closest I've gotten to the ocean.
Oh, we need to take you to the ocean.
Like the biggest,
yeah,
the biggest water is probably I don't know, either the Ozarks or Chiemsee.
I need to take you to a nice beach too. Not like one of them loser California beaches. You need to go somewhere in Florida. Like the sand is super. It's like walking on talcum powder in some places. If you go to the right beach, yeah, it's awesome.
No,
Anna,
come over here to the UK. It's closer, and we'll take you to a good beach, in the Cotswolds or somewhere around there. Cornwall. They actually have sharks, so
cool.
And it's frigid.
And in the summer, people actually bathe in the ocean, in the sea. But yeah, so I got these from Houston, JV. It's literally a
hold on. Yeah, let me make you big screen here.
Like, check these out.
They're scorpion suckers. And JV's response before you came back was, F those spiders with tails. I agree. I will not eat bugs. And he says, ew. And I agree.
Well,
I would try one of those.
Thank you. See? It's being open-minded. You're being closed-minded.
When it comes to bugs, yes.
Well, you never know what's going to happen in the next episode. We might be seeing some bugs too.
Well, alrighty then. Kathleen says nothing better than a nice sandy beach. Yeah, you know what? It is fun to go to the beach. I didn't really go to the beach as much when I was in Florida because I worked outside. So, by the weekend I was usually tired of the sun because it gets warm in Florida. But no, they have
And
some of the
Florida's
nice
beaches, like in St. Petersburg. Oh my God, it feels like a mile away. Like they're so huge. Like from the actual the sand starts to the ocean. By the time you actually get to the water, you're exhausted.
I didn't know that.
Kathleen says devoid of people, of course. Yeah, that's a little more challenging. JV says there are many things better than going to the beach. I mean, I don't disagree. We're talking about like outdoors, right? We're not talking about anything weird.
No. The sea is always right. Okay, this is how it's gonna be. We are lovers of the sea.
And apparently, rings of power.
Obviously, the most important thing is to get a positive ID on what's down there. But let's actually get hands-on, 100% knowledge of what that is, and hopefully it's what we've been looking for, at least a clue to it.
That moment right before you roll back into the water, that is the most exciting point because you know that you're about to go see something that maybe nobody's ever seen before, that may be something incredible.
Oh, and it's going to be so incredible.
Not this one, but trust me, they eventually see some pretty crazy stuff. It hates me.
What
How's
hates
everybody doing?
Who hates
It's
you?
It's buffering.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes if you take it off full screen, it'll actually. I don't know why. It's very strange.
Actually, it's a lot of fun when you're sitting on the edge of the boat and you're about to. I mean, that's the correct way to do it. That's the way they teach you to roll backwards. You don't just like some films they stand there and they just jump down. I mean, if you're like, it depends on the height of the boat as well, but it's always very exciting. That moment when you're going back, it's like, oh, what am I going to see? What am I going to see? So I get that.
JV says, after seeing a saltwater crocodile in Mexico, no way in hell not getting in the water with dinosaurs. There's a lot of alligators in Florida, and I'll tell you what, you see them walking across the road all the time. There was actually in the county that I lived in, there was a video that made the rounds on Twitter. It was of I think it's a 12-foot gator was walking across this intersection, and there was a Hillsborough County sheriff with his lights on driving next to him because you can't hit him. You can't hit him.
Yeah, you can't do anything, can you? I remember when I was in Orlando, yeah, there was a lot of them, and you can't really you got to be really cautious. Just like in Oz in Australia, you got to check your shoes when you put them on so you don't see any spiders or anything that can potentially bite you. Same here. But have you guys heard of a guy called Gator Chris? He's like on Instagram and Facebook, and he has his own a Florida gator sanctuary, and he actually swims with the gators and pets them and hugs them. But he always says this is a wild animal, and people are like, oh, he's so cute, this gator, and he's massive, and he's don't ever know, he's a wild animal. Any opportunity he's going to get to bite a chunk out of me, he's going to take it. So there's no that kind of relationship between us, but it's interesting seeing their videos. Gator Chris.
Yeah. Maybe that was who somebody was talking about. Yes, a death wish. JV says pool parties, hot tubs, controlled water with food and booze for the win. Speaking of pools, the reason actually people put those big old those big old like kind of like canopies over there that are enclosed. It's actually to keep the gators out because the gators will get in your pool.
Yeah.
They will just whoop, right in. And then people have come out who don't have it enclosed, don't have it enclosed. They'll come out and in the morning they'll be like, oh, look, there's a 6-foot alligator in my pool. Yeah. Still to this day, still to this day, one of my favorite videos is it was like a 6-foot gator and it was in front of this guy's house. And he put his trash can in big old trash can that was empty in front of it to trap it. And he lifted it up and closed the lid. And then he wheeled it down to where he could release it by the water. Yeah, this dude was wrangling a gator. It was crazy.
Oh,
you see cops up. Yeah, it's wild. I love nature.
Sweet. It's kind of sweet.
It is. Oh, yeah, he was trying to be nice to it. But yeah, no, they are severely protected. Unless it's actively trying to hurt you or like one of your animals, you can't defend yourself.
Yeah.
He says, okay, now I'm heading out. Bye, YouTube girlfriend.
Oh, bye, JB.
I keep calling Clifton your YouTube girlfriend. That's weird. I'm kidding. It wasn't funny. I don't know. Clifton wasn't saying much, and so I wanted to try to see if I could like get a response out of him. He just kind of, all right. I think he's immune to me now.
Go.
Too many Friday
I know
nights.
all of the world. As a Green Beret, we spend almost our entire lives in the water. But being here and then having the real possibility that this is a U-boat off the coast of Argentina, it's hard to really put into words how powerful that type of moment is.
There was a multi-component signature, so we're searching for pieces.
We got to the bottom. The visibility's not fantastic, and we start a search pattern.
At a depth of 40 feet and battling poor visibility, the team executes a circular search pattern in order to locate their target.
I'm searching this area.
They will increase the search circle by 15 feet every rotation in order to thoroughly cover the area where they believe their target will be.
Little underwater archaeology? Yes, indeed. That'd be kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fascinated by archaeology. So, yeah. It'd be pretty tedious, though, like especially in like low visibility water like that, because obviously the camera can see better than they can. So they're
now going back to what you were saying before. The cameraman's just like on point all the time. And then can't see shit.
he's spot on it. But there are times there that later on in the next next couple of seasons that they do put cameras in water and like it is just so murky and green and just you can't see anything. Like you could barely see your hand in front of your face, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Topside.
I copy that topside. Say again. You came in broken.
It looks like something. Here we go.
They found something. Oh my god!
Holy cow!
It's like the music.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Off the Argentinian coast, the team's state-of-the-art sonar has come across a significant hit.
Here we go.
Tim Kennedy and Joe Hoyt are leading a dive on a metal object they believe could be part of a scuttled German U-boat.
Oh, are you buffering now? Stop being a jerk.
Oh boy, they found something.
Yeah, they did.
Roger, I copy. You've come across a skill ID.
It looks water. Doesn't look like it's been down here very long.
Fell off somebody's random boat.
So definitely not a U-boat wreck.
But remember in the last episode when they had the sonar, thing, and they were looking at it. It's like, oh my god, it's a straight object with an angle. And then Andy Pickle was like, looks like a finger to me or something. Like, and you
That's
were like,
basically
no,
what it is.
that'd be the hull of a ship.
Yeah, they thought it was like it could have been like the bow of a ship. Yeah. They actually re-show that right here.
I copy that top side.
Oh, come on, show it.
Say again. You came in broken.
It looks like 6 something. Here we go.
Oh, did it go that far back? Really? Do that. Here's the thing.
It's bad. We all remember it. It was.
We all remember it. Yeah, it's fun. Speaking of Andy Pickle, where's Andy? Come on, Andy. Where you hiding at, man? So basically,
I saw him on a stream was when we did Tombstone on Thursday, but I haven't seen him since.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Life happens. So
The team discover more steel beams, but no U-boat wreckage.
There's nothing else around. Come back up.
So it's a bust. It's nothing. It's trash.
Yeah. It looks
We're
like
stuck
the
with modern-
drywall beams that you use.
Drywall beams.
Yeah, the beams you use when you do drywall.
You guys use steel drywall beams?
Yeah.
Clifton
Well,
was
wood.
more like aluminum, but
Clifton was into renovation and construction, so
Oh yeah, no. In large structures like modern buildings like skyscrapers and stuff. Yeah, they'll use aluminum I-beams. No, from most houses though. That's why I was thinking. I was like, wait, drywall beams. But no, it's been a while since I've been in a.
I like I like straight things. Have you seen the wood beams that you get at Lowe's or Home Depot? Like you can't use those, honestly. You're not going to have a straight wall.
Yeah, Home Depot doesn't. It's good for what it is. It's good for what it is. It's not.
But to me, it seems like it was just like a cargo ship carrying some supplies.
Probably.
To South America, and I don't know, something happened, a freak wave, and some stuff got lost.
Or something just on some fisher boat or something that.
Well, and what a lot of people don't realize is that unfortunately, us as human beings, we use the ocean as our trash can. And that's not just counting the amount of. I think there's supposed to be somewhere in the neighborhood of like over 100,000 wrecks in the ocean or something like that that are estimated just from ships lost over the years. And of course, one of the biggest perpetrators of that would be World War II, where they were just sinking ships right and left, just torpedoing them, oil, diesel, whatever, munitions all at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, so it's
also like interesting fact with the Royal Navy during World War II, over 360 like big battleships, like the one behind me, actually went down, and then over 1,000 smaller ones.
Yep.
In the Atlantic.
Yeah,
So
I think some 15 excuse me, sorry. I think some 1,500 supply ships went down during World War II, were sunk by U-boats.
Yeah, a lot of them.
So it's
even today we have like again cargo ships, commercial ones. I think there was one a couple of years ago. Everybody was talking about it in the news here in the UK, floating around the coast of Cornwall because it's abandoned and it's just drifting. And it's a massive ship from like back in the 80s. The crew abandoned it and nobody wants to claim it. I don't remember. It was some Eastern European country. So it's almost like one of those horror shows, you know, you board it, but nobody wants to do anything with it. So it's just drifting around, not doing anything.
So I actually just looked it up. It says there are more between obviously any type of floating device. So like 10,000-year-old canoes to 21st century shipwrecks. There are 3 million in the ocean to this day. I have a feeling the majority of are all modern, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nuts.
And then also you have to take into account with like sonar, all the planes that have gone down as well.
Yep.
So the plane wreckage too.
Yep.
But yeah, with those steel beams, I mean, I just knew it. I could tell by the production, the way they were hyping it. Like if it actually was something awesome, it would be in the news.
Yeah, and also too, you'll find out later on that they actually they show you when they find like fantastical stuff. They show you as a preview for the next episode. So I think it gets a little less fantastical after the first season is over. They find more the second and third season than they do the first. So yeah, the first is a smidgen corny. I mean, the whole show is a little kind of corny, but I think that's just the History Channel, the way they like to do stuff. But you know, as for, you know, we all of us here pretty much love documentaries, and yeah.
Yeah, of course it's cool to, you know, go out on the ocean, search for these things, and if you find something, of course you're going to be like, oh, that's cool, let's go and check it out. But yeah, they definitely hype it massively for a couple of beams.
Yeah. Just a couple of I-beams at the bottom of the ocean.
You know, we've pledged from the outset of this investigation that we pursue any leads. It's a good lead.
While the team in Argentina continue their search for a sunken U-boat, Bob Baer and John Sensich discuss a lead from their investigation in Spain.
I guess somebody would have bound to have seen Hitler if he'd escaped from Berlin, and anybody who claims to have seen him, we got to talk to.
Absolutely.
An eyewitness who claims to have seen Hitler in the Samos monastery has agreed to speak with them via Skype.
Why was he in a position to be able to see Hitler?
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Who is this person? How did he know the information? Did he actually see it? And why should we believe him?
Hello. Okay, hello.
Thank you so much for your time. We have some questions for you. If we go back for a moment, how old were you in 1945?
15 años, sí.
What were you engaged in?
Construction.
Okay, great. What I'd like to ask you, just
Definitely looks like he would have been 15 in World War II. So that kid's that's that kid's grandfather. He's obviously translating because the man does not speak the English.
Yeah.
Again, eyewitness accounts. Not to say that they're 100% credible because it's not the truth. They're usually used as circumstantial evidence in many criminal trials and stuff like that. However, eyewitness accounts can actually lead you on the right trail, and also on top of that, you know, we were making fun of the I-beams on the bottom of the ocean. Well, Robert Ballard found the Titanic with less, you know, so it's one of those things that we poke fun because, you know, we like to joke around and have a good time. But, you know, you if you see something that is like, that doesn't look normal, you need to take a look. And then you're like, all right, it was nothing. Let's move on to something else. Right. Exactly. And that's how many investigations work, including criminal. You know, many serial killers have been caught because they make the most minute mistake because they get too comfortable. And an investigator's like, that's not the same as the other ones. What happened and why did this happen? And then they end up catching them off of that. So it's
and to be honest, to find any eyewitnesses nowadays to stuff back then, you know, it is, you know, a great source to have.
Yeah, and it's dwindling drastically.
Oh yeah.
I remember when the last survivor of the Titanic died. It was like 2012 or something, or like 2014, somewhere in that neighborhood. The last survivor of the Titanic.
Yeah.
So, what was that noise?
That was nothing. That was just some Morse code.
Is that your cat? Sounded kind of like a hiss.
Actually, your intro to the show on YouTube that I had open, but for some reason it only started playing when I opened the page. Like it was open, but I clicked on it.
Yeah, YouTube's weird. Sometimes when you click on it, it won't always take you to the necessary live point. You have to click the little live button next to the speaker. Rumble does the same thing. I don't know why. Whatever.
Oh,
yeah, whatever.
I have the power.
It's the power of what?
Hold on. Ha, see, yes, I have the power now.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, no, I just did that. I didn't realize that I didn't make any moderators. I didn't make you guys moderators for the History Channel, but I did for Legion Talk. So I was like, okay, well, probably should have
I
moderators.
actually noticed you were speaking to yourself in chat. I was like, is everything okay there?
You talking to me?
saying hello to your other channel.
Well, yeah, so I can make myself my other channel a moderator.
No, it's cool.
There's a method to the craziness, I promise. She's like, I don't know,
Yeah,
bro.
I get it. It's fine.
Just in general terms, what you saw, if anything, related to Germans
I'm
or
crazy.
Nazis
It's fine.
in Spain.
En el año 45,
1945, I was doing secret construction inside the monastery in Samos. We had to build secret compartments like tunnels.
los alemanes.
And these Germans were Nazis.
Okay, that was weird. Well, what's up, man? How you doing? It's good
Hey,
to see
man.
you. Sorry, the weird face was because the little stream thing did something weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reload it. It went to like a whole blank screen, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Admirals had, because whenever like I want to make a point when somebody's disagreeing with me, I can get a big head, and then when I'm fine, I can actually do that. It's cool. It's got multiple uses. And
Well,
it is the Royal Navy hat. Actually, this is the Royal insignia.
yeah, so like the cleaner look, like you had when it was kind of like bigger, is what you would actually see more often on like an actual like a destroyer or an actual ship itself above the ocean. But in a submarine, they'd have the same style hat, but it would be mostly scrunched down because half the time the captain would listen into like the sonar and stuff like that. The radio operator would be like, the sonar operator would be like, going, Captain, listen to this. And then he would put it on. It would scrunch his hat down. So, because they're actively at war. So just a weird little tidbit. I don't know if anybody cares, but so, if you're on a boat, you gotta pull it up just a smidgen, just or
And
whatever.
also with the scarves too. Like, do you want to explain what sailors wear scarves for?
That part I don't know.
Like to wipe the suit, to wipe their hands when they're doing things,
Ooh,
and also
I
to
didn't
look
know.
nice. Yes, that's the main reason.
I did not know that.
Sailors like to look nice. Get it?
Yes.
Well, in the United States, we call them seamen. So yeah, they probably needed to do everything they could to look nice.
No, they're called
Nope.
the same. Yes, but still, they're sailors.
Like, and joke died.
Yep.
All right, you win some, you lose some.
Boo, boo, boo. Bad joke.
Yeah, it's like a comedian working on his new act. Doesn't always land. Kind of like Flight MH380.
Yes. One of these guys was Adolf Hitler. He was right there. He wasn't wearing mustache or anything.
No,
So, just for clarification, which month?
Mayo.
And now we can't even say mustache man anymore, huh?
We can't? Why?
He
He
shaved it
shaved
off.
it.
Because
I mean, literally, like, you have the most iconic mustache and face in the world. Are you really going to be escaping shit by wearing your face? No, you're going to change your face.
Good point. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, he's still mustache man. I thought you meant like as an opposed to like YouTube or something. I'm like, why? Because
No, just because he shaved it off.
oh, okay. Well, yeah, because Shadow asked, he's like, oh, if I did something on the Civil War, would that be like too spicy? And I'm like, it's a History Channel. No, as long as it's truthful. No. Like, oh, it might upset some people. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's a History
How
Channel.
can history, like, I understand history being difficult to process sometimes. Like, I went to the Jerusalem Holocaust Memorial Museum, which was extremely, it was tough. It was brutal to go through some of the things they had in there. But at the same time, it's so important for people to learn about this. So if somebody's butthurt about it, I'm sorry, it's history.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to a concentration camp that was in Belgium. Yeah, it was I don't want to sound crass, but as somebody who's done the jobs that I've done for a long time, let's just say that death has a certain smell and it never goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was close to Metz in France. They have one. I was there. They have the oven still there, and yeah.
So yeah, I think
Yes.
it's important, even
It
if it's
smells stinks.
uncomfortable for somebody, it still needs to be talked about, and obviously not like in a way that you're really making the show like really negative, but just educational.
Yeah. No, education is important. And again, shout out to Shadu for pumping out videos. Good for him. I mean, he enjoys it. So that's why I'm like, dude, go
Oh,
nuts.
yeah, he's great. He's great. I always laugh. He
Yeah.
always brightens my day whenever he does anything. It's funny.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good kid. Good kid.
1945. I realized he was really Hitler because of the airplane.
Tell me about the airplane.
Me fui a trabajar a otra parte.
I went to another town. The first thing I saw in this new town was a German airplane. The airplane landed in a potato field that this old man owned. I asked him how many people came in that plane. He said it was 5 people, and they were German.
Did anybody that you know saw Hitler and get off that plane and told you this?
The owner of the farm, many times, he kept asking that, do you think it was Hitler? And the people said, like, yeah.
So if Hitler was on that plane, is that what you're saying? Where exactly was the location of this plane?
Un pueblito
In a little small town.
que se llama Corneos.
Perfecto. We have to stop right now. So muchas gracias por todo. Hasta luego, yeah? What I find interesting here is the fact that our team is in this monastery. They see these secret compartments. And this gentleman built those compartments. It fits very well.
We have a witness which places Hitler there in 1945. And later, secondhand, this guy hears about an airplane that lands near the monastery. The timeline and the airplane fit our theory how he got out of Germany. If we can find evidence of how that plane landed, we can fit how he got into Spain and how he left from Vigo. This could be our missing link.
If there was a plane landed there, undoubtedly we'll find it. Yeah.
To get to South America, you need to come through Spain.
This is a conduit right to South America.
Yeah, completely.
Lenny DePaul and Gerard Williams head for Corneas, Spain, in search of evidence that could verify this explosive eyewitness report.
The airplane landed in a potato field.
Hitler was on that plane. Is that what you're saying?
If a plane did land in this area, it would provide the team with a crucial puzzle piece, explaining how Hitler entered Spain before boarding a U-boat in the port town of Vigo.
What's up? The people you need to look for?
Yeah.
I found them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
They want to meet.
Good job, Pablo.
The team's local contact has uncovered a second eyewitness who could verify the events surrounding the plane landing.
We're here today.
Buenas tardes.
Hola, buenas tardes.
One of the most difficult things about handling an investigation like this, 75 years on, is that there are very few, if any, living witnesses to what actually happened. If we're going to tell the story properly, we need to speak to people who were witnesses at the time.
Entonces. Ahí entonces 18 años. Yo estaba en el río con una caña cazando trucha.
He was.
All right, so he said he was 15 years old. He was actually on the river with a fishing rod when he witnessed this. So again, it's gonna kind of align with the other guy. Excuse me, who was 15. So this was in 2015. This first came out. So we were about what 70. Oh, that's because it's been almost 80 years. So they were about 71 years removed from World War II. So from this time frame. So just to give a little bit of context.
Fishing by the river.
No pensé nada. Me asusté un poco y me cogí
So he said he got a little scared and I ducked, but then I noticed a plane just flew over me. Now, a standard one-engine plane at that time is not going to startle you. However, as we saw, Hitler's plane, giant, what was called like the Condor, something like that, but it was giant wingspan, 4 engines. I mean, that thing would have been louder than anything you've probably ever heard in your life. Being a little
Luftwaffe 1, huh?
yeah. It's going to be it was the birth of Lufthansa. Flew on one of that was actually one of my favorite. I know this is so sidetracked, but when I actually got out of the military and I left Germany, I actually flew on a Lufthansa 747. That's it. That's my favorite passenger liner of all time is the 747 because it's just such a behemoth. 4 engines.
You can afford it.
By the way, did you hear about the news about the Boeing?
Well, the U.S. government paid for it. Sorry, Anna, go ahead.
Boeing 767 Max 9. Like people are refusing to fly on it because the FAA and Boeing have literally, like, the inside employees have leaked some stuff saying that it hasn't been built properly. And people are refusing to go into it. Actual people who have worked on Boeing.
Really?
And there was the fuselage blew out on a flight to Alaska. There was another one that crashed in Ethiopia, and it's got like yeah. So people are saying don't fly those planes, and unfortunately, some of the biggest airline companies are flying them right now.
Do you mean the 737 Max?
Yeah.
Yeah,
not the 8 series, the 9 one.
Yeah. Not so. Most of the 737s that you actually fly on, many operated by Southwest are going to be Boeing 737, but they're going to be the 800 series. That was the state of the art. However, I believe Southwest actually canceled their order for the Max because yes, it has massive safety issues. I do remember that story about they're just falling out of the sky. Like because the autopilot is actually thinking that that the plane is going to crash when it's actually not going to crash. So it actually takes control from the pilots and it locks them out to where the pilots can't do anything. And it actually thinking it's going to crash. It tries to pull up, but there's an error when it actually noses down, and it actually takes the plane right into the ground, and the pilots can't override it.
And there's also some issues with safety checks, like bolts. They found that certain like bolts on certain doors were missing, or certain compartments. Just kind of, there's a whole investigation going on. So.
Yes. Yeah, no, I do remember that. No, I'm actually glad you brought that up. I watched it.
Then add on all of the places saying that we hire diversity, not actually do the job. So
yeah.
Again, I'm going to say this first. Technology will never replace a human. I know technology can respond faster. However, technology responds logically. It responds based on data, and data is not always correct. A human being, a very well-trained human being can actually beat a machine majority of the time, to where a machine says, no, the plane's going to crash. You can't do this. You have an incident like what happened in New York with Sully, the movie based with Tom Hanks in it.
God, yeah.
Where he landed the plane in the fucking Hudson River and he saved all those lives, when ultimately what he was being told based on the mathematics and all the aeronautical information was, you need to do this. And he's like, no, I'm not doing that. And he saved everybody. He saved everybody on that airplane. So, 2, it's not hard. Just hire the best people for the job. I don't care what their skin color is. Nobody does. Yeah. Nobody on this panel does. Nobody that I know does. I don't care. I don't care if they have a uterus. I don't care if they have a
you don't even
wiener.
know who the
Nobody
pilots
cares.
are. They don't.
I don't care.
They usually line up when you get in.
No.
Yeah, you usually see who.
No, it's
a lot of times
when you get out, they probably come out of the cabin after it's locked for safety reasons. But it's when you come in, it's usually the stewardess or steward that greet you. the pilot
I'm a little
rarely.
weird. So I get there like an hour and a half early before the plane departs because I've missed flights before and it's awful.
Oh well,
Um,
then you actually see them going with
I've
their
I've
little
seen the
suitcase.
majority of my flight crew. Again, I don't care who the flight crew is. I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me one bit. But this whole nonsensical thing again is you know,
And
there
back in the day,
is
you actually had like when I was a little girl, when we were flying between Moscow and Sydney, and it's a very long haul flight. The pilot would usually just to stretch his legs, go out into the cabin and just like greet people and say like, "How are you doing?" And I remember my mom thought he was a steward, so she's like, "Can you take this rubbish out?" And he was wearing his captain's hat, and I'm like, I was like 7 or 8, and I'm like, "Mom, he's the captain." And she's like, "Whoops." He's like, no worries, madam, of course. So that
no,
was
I remember that too. I remember when I was I think I was probably around the age of maybe 6 or 7. My cousin was flying somewhere and living him and I being basically like best friends ever since we were little. We got in so much trouble. The stories I could tell you are out of control. Actually the flight crew brought me on because him and I both loved airplanes. We've loved them ever since Top Gun. And they actually brought us into the actual cockpit, and that's when they used to give you like little wings and stuff and let you sit in the cockpit and like
Yep.
and you'd be like, okay, well, slowly pull back on the stick and let's see if you can take the plane off. And then of course, like obviously you're on the ground, so and you're not moving, so the stick is actually locked in place and it only moves so far and then goes and it like vibrates like
Mhm.
and it just it was, I don't know, it was so awesome.
Cool.
And then 2001 happened and it ruined everything.
And it's
It
like
used to be
somebody on Twitter today asked, "What do kids will never know these days?" And like that's one of the things
yeah.
because I've been invited also like on Air France and British Airways when I was a kid, or Qantas Airlines. And it just seemed like so magical just being in with all these lights and all these little buttons that I just wanted to press. And obviously that would be a bad thing to do. Like kids these days will never get to experience that unless it's their child, or so I don't even know what the policy is. You probably wouldn't even be able to bring your kid in. Like
No, you can't. You
yeah.
can't even go to the gate anymore unless you have a ticket.
Yeah.
Because again, at the time, my cousin, who was only a year older than me, he was the one that was flying. I was just there with him, but because him and I were such massive fans of Top Gun, and we want to learn we wanted to be pilots and all this kind of stuff. I'm the only one who actually ended up pursuing actually learning how to fly and going into the military and stuff. And still don't have my license. One day we'll get there. But yeah, like and the flight crew was like, well, do you want to, we'll ask the captain, just to bring you guys on. And so it yeah, and the captain was like, of course. And then of course he was like, all right. He's like, all right, now I want you to push this button. And then of course, like you push the button, it wouldn't do anything, but like, do something small and be like, do you see that light? You turn that light on and it does this. And of course, I don't remember what they did because it was so small, but because a kid, you're like, I got to hit the button. Like it was just
so many buttons.
yeah. And when I was a teenager, I was a part of the Civil Air Patrol, which is basically it's kind of an offshoot of the Air Force Auxiliary, which if you gain rank in the Civil Air Patrol, it teaches you how to physical fitness and study for military bearings and stuff like that. Yeah, I went into the Army and I actually gained rank because of what I had achieved in the Civil Air Patrol. But on the weekends, you'd get to go up and fly as long as the skies were good. They didn't want to take, obviously they didn't want to take all of us up, because we're younger when they're bad skies, or like rain or something like that. They wanted it always to be clear. But all these guys were former Air Force pilots or Navy pilots, and it's so incredible. Yeah.
Cool.
Flying an airplane, there's nothing in the world like it.
Well, you promised me that you were going to teach me, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, once I get my pilot's license and an airplane, You can rent an airplane, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
once
want
I
to.
get my battleship ready. Sorry, it's being
Well, my
renovated.
plane costs a lot less than a battleship.
That, yeah.
Drastically less. You know what was funny? I was actually looking on a website where you can buy airplanes. You can actually buy an F4 Phantom.
For how much? Like what? 200,000?
No, it was like 1.2 million, but that's a steal for a basically the predecessor to like the F-14 Tomcat and stuff like that. It's a actual, you know, yeah. Anyway, I'm talking about airplanes. Clifton's like,
No, they want me to send an offer. I don't know, like $50.
oh, did you Google it?
Trade a plane. 1959 McDonnell Douglas F4 Phantom. Call for price. Make offer.
Oh, they must have changed it. Last time I looked, it was like 1.2 million.
Okay, well, my battleship is 67 million these days, which is actually not that much. Probably doesn't have any guns on it or something.
Well, it'll still have the armaments, but it won't have the it won't have the mechanism inside the turrets.
Well, no, actually, the Royal Navy, they have a massive problem with this in the UK because this is why they have ads for the British Army. Like every time you go like to the cinema, and it's going to happen again when I go and see Dune tomorrow, they have an ad talking about like join the army, because there's such a lack and shortage of people. And also at the same time, they're cutting
starting a war
costs.
soon.
Cutting costs drastically. They're going
Same with
more.
us.
The National Health Service and the military isn't really getting anything, and so they're now thinking of doing automated battleships with only 50 crew members per a battleship that would usually have 1,000, and everything will be AI and automated.
Great, because AI makes the best decisions.
I mean,
yeah, no, the United States is having similar problems.
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, that's the way that it is going to go moving forward. It's going to be like a game.
It is, yeah.
You're gonna have people train. You're gonna have people train, and they're gonna have a controller in their hand, or they're gonna have a TV, and they're just gonna war.
It'll be like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It'll be like it'll be like
a
that
robot.
episode of Star Trek. Remember that we watched where they actually don't kill each other, but they do it through like a simulation. And if in the simulation, like your people die, then they actually need to go to the chamber and be disposed of. But nobody actually dies during the battle.
Or in Stargate, they have the drones flying around where the people are just.
You are to report to the chambers because and it's like, wait, what? That's like, oh well, in the simulated strike, it hit here, and so everybody here is dead now, and they have to report to the chamber. Like, but they're like, but they're not dead. They're like, no, well, they're not physically dead yet, but they need to report to be dead. It's like, no, dude, unless they're dropping a bomb on me, you think I'm walking into the chamber? It's also a metaphor for a gas chamber. But Jason says, just give me a real Millennium Falcon or a Slave One, and I'm happy, dude. I would take an X-wing in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
X-wing in a heartbeat,
and an A-wing. I would like one of those.
You want an A-wing, really? You want a bomber? That's cool.
Yeah,
I do like the A-wings. They're cool looking.
Or you know what? I mean, the TIE fighters.
Yeah,
cool.
but
you guys actually ever play Squadrons, EA Squadrons that came out?
I haven't played it.
No,
I need. It's on my Steam. I need to play it.
Don't play it. No, it's so bad.
Well, I heard the multiplayer is a lot of fun, but I heard that the story's not.
With Michael, who's going to be my friend joining us for the Crow, and my other friend Alex, and like we played it the day it came out, and it was so bad. It was literally like giving all of us vertigo in the way it was made. And even like Starfield does that, but not to that extent. And also the shooting is shit. The story is shit. It's just shit. It's not good. Don't do it.
I played the Rogue Squadron 3D back in, it was probably Windows XP maybe.
I don't really get vertigo, so I that one I don't. I mean, I'm not making fun of anybody who does. My mom gets it, but I don't get vertigo from video. But I have it, right? I have, yeah, Star Wars. So many
But
Star
yeah,
Wars
I
games.
do
Holy
have to go.
criminy.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It was
Yeah,
clunky.
I have.
It wasn't
I
good. It was just no.
I haven't played it. No, I do love flight simulators though, or even do you guys remember Microsoft? What is it?
Oh, Microsoft Flight
Mike,
Simulator.
do you remember the combat simulator that was
Yes,
based off World War II? Yeah, I still have the physical CD of that one.
you
Yeah,
needed the actual proper like joystick.
joystick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good times. That was a fun game. Anyway, wow, we're
To the good old times, which were not that good.
in hindsight, yeah, I think the nostalgia is something that most people kind of latch. What are you drinking, dude?
Coca-Cola.
This is
It looks like
Oh, Pepsi.
no, it's an itonic.
I was about to say,
It's
what the hell is an isotonic?
It's an energy drink, similar to beer, which is also an isotonic.
Oh, it's like one of those. I know.
No, it's it's just the bottle. I have iced tea in it.
Oh, dude, get a hard plastic bottle. Don't reuse those. They seep chemicals into it. So
yeah,
I had a friend give me a whole spiel. I used to reuse like water bottles that I like half a gallon. Well, like don't do that. It poisons you.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Mom. Continue with the episode.
No, you have a mom. I haven't met her, but apparently she watches the shows that you're on.
Did the plane crash?
No, aterrizó.
It landed.
What markings on the aircraft?
No doy cuenta. Si había, no.
It was no paintings at all.
Oh, too much sugar, dude. I had to drink the blue ones. I couldn't drink the green. They were too much.
They saw the pilot stepping out the plane,
Okay.
and a few soldiers.
Hey, Pablo, you think they could show me on my map where the plane had landed?
You have to walk the ground, meet people, talk to locals.
This is where the plane landed. Aquí?
And what we're getting here, muy interesante. Thank you very much. German planes landing in northern Spain.
This is worth investigating. All right.
Lenny heads to the location specified by the eyewitness to see if the terrain would allow for a plane landing.
You know,
I like how the mirroredness on the Admiral's glasses actually her background actually uses it as a reflective device.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just saying it's funny. It's because it's a reflective surface, so like it thinks, and then it starts to encompass your face. You just look like a mouth. It's like, oh, I've seen this horror movie.
Jeez, thanks. Thank you, Captain.
My apologies, Admiral.
That's gonna give a demotion. Yeah.
No, I'm fair. There's no buckets or Swift or anything involved. It's all very true to the way it is today. So you're good.
Yes. And nobody should drink monsters. It's so bad for you. Yeah, they are. All that crap is really bad for you. So, yeah, seriously. Don't drink it, that crap.
You know, if for a plane to come down in the middle of a field, I want to be able to put that together for myself. Taking a look at the field in the AO, we call it the area of operation that this went down in. It's going to give me a good look at whether or not everything is accurate. So we'll see. It'll be good to be there.
Okay, we're going to visit what is left of a base.
5 miles away, Gerard makes contact with journalist Serafin Terrajores, who has information about German military activity in the same area as the reported plane landing.
So there were Germans based here during the war?
Es correcto.
Yes, that's right.
Is that a barracks?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
For decades, this site has only been known to locals.
This was the main building.
If a plane wanted to come to Spain, this would be seriously important to them? They'd know where to find us?
Actually, we have here a huge antenna. He's telling me that the main point to have these facilities here was to coordinate German aircraft.
That's just mind-blowing.
Even in 1945,
I'm getting latency
this
issues.
was operating.
Even in 1945.
What was that?
Getting what?
I'm getting what's called latency issues. I don't know.
With your internet.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden there's a huge drain on the internet. Of course, we haven't really had a big snow until last night, and we got a few inches. Like we got like 3 inches out of like nowhere. So give me real quick. Give me a second here. Try to do.
Well, it's interesting that it snows more than America than it does in Europe. I mean, Clifton, I know you said you had some little frosting.
Yeah, but it was like at the beginning of winter, actually. It's actually surprising. This year, since I've been back, was probably the most snow I've had. Growing up, it wasn't like that, but in the States, oh man, I had a lot of snow. I had a blizzard and was snowed in on the 1st of May. In the last that was 2013. That was the year before. That was the year that I went back to Germany. So I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get out of my house to get to the airport.
Yeah, no, we get a lot of snow in the US. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
I get a lot of snow in the US. It just doesn't feel like Christmas if it's not cold and there's not snow. So I think that's kind of a unique experience that a lot of people don't get. So
talking about things that kids don't know nowadays, in Germany is snow on Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't had snow on Christmas in a long time, unless you're getting closer to the Alps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Used to get snow all the time too. Oh shit! Sorry.
Why are you saying what?
No, my mom just texted me. No, we used to get snow all the time. Like December, February. For like.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if I can fix the latency issue. So I'm gonna back out and come back in. So go ahead, Anna.
And now it's just completely like I was talking to you, Cliff, also like with the weather today, it just feels like it's crispy, it's cold outside, but it's not the kind of like it's gonna snow, because I know it's March and it used to actually snow really heavily in March, and now it doesn't do it.
Yeah. Same here. And it's a bit weird, but I mean, if I look at the States where I'm from, talking to my dad or something, they have probably more snow than what I remember as a kid. So it's still there somewhere, just not in Europe right now.
Sorry, my mom was asking me for a link.
Oh. Hi, Mom.
Well, when she steps in. But yeah, with like this episode, I don't know. For me, it's always very easy to make fun of it, but then you also have to understand that some of the people involved, this is their like full-time job.
Yeah.
This is what they really are into doing, and they have the skills to do it. And sometimes it's the production value that puts it down to just pure entertainment. So if I was to do something like that, I would do it completely different, a little bit more serious, without that dramatic music and a little bit more like documentary style.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I get that, but a lot of people nowadays, I have the feeling, if they watch History Channel, it really is just for the entertainment, for the action and stuff like that. So
yeah, I think
they want everyone to watch it.
Yeah, it was kind of a blend. They want to put the information out, however, they want to make it more entertaining, right? Because
Yeah.
again, that's kind of what we're all doing here. History itself may be interesting to all of us and some of the people who watch this, but I think it's the entertainment factor that all of us bring to the table that makes it more fun, where it's more relatable, right? You know, to where we're talking about the
Oh, you
fact that,
mean like the German?
that's exactly what I mean.
Entertainment peak.
So yeah, no, it makes it more fun. And that's what we're trying to do here. You know, of course, I'm on streams with all these other guys, and they're incredible people. So it's just fun that I would love to get Shadu in here. I know he's doing work stuff, and you know, Clue and Larry can't always really make it, but it'd be fun eventually to get them in here too. And maybe every once in a while have a weirdo like JV show up. So
Oh
I
yeah,
probably
definitely.
stream with more. I probably stream more with JV than I do anybody else. That's not a joke.
Mhm.
So it used to be Samuel, and then he left. No, I kid. I kid. We used to joke that he was my hetero life
He's on
partner,
a
but we're.
special mission. He's on a special mission. It's fine.
Oh, is he? Is he? All right. It's good to know.
This is
We are.
amazing.
We got like
But this communication
15 minutes
setup
left. So
with a German radio antenna in it. It's got to be central to the Nazi war effort. What's more important, it's central to the Nazis after the war. This is a nasty nest of vipers right in the middle of Europe.
This is pretty hilly, boy. I don't know. Good place to land an airplane.
Lenny arrives at the location where the eyewitnesses claim to have seen the plane land.
Darn it.
Wait, I need to put my gloves on.
Why? Because you're bringing
Whenever
Thriller
I have
back?
things to say, that's gonna be my my cue.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I get nervous when I see people putting gloves on like that. So it usually means that I'm at the VA and they're like turn your head and cough.
All right.
No, not funny. All right.
No, it's not funny. So yes, continue, and then we will discuss.
Yes, ma'am.
Right here. Okay. From a tactical point of view, it's wide open. It's miles and miles of open area, but surrounded by the rough terrain. It would have made it very difficult to land here.
Lenny is armed with a state-of-the-art instrument in order to make his determination.
Now I'm going to map out the topography and see if this aircraft possibly could have landed.
The Tremble TX5 3D scanner uses razor-thin
Come on.
lasers
That
to
makes
create
no.
360.
Okay, now my detective brain. I'm sorry. Last episode, he said there was a little bit of stretch, which we discussed, the stretch of land, where
Mhm.
he said that Hitler's plane could land, and now all of a sudden there's this massive field, and he says it's impossible for a plane to land.
Well, if you look at it from this angle, do you
No.
see how this hill rolls and it dips and then it rolls again and dips and then it rolls again? No, he's actually correct on this one. Now they're actually he's actually using a laser. He's using
Yeah, but he said the opposite before. He said it was possible.
he said it was possible if they removed the trees, remember? So they
You
realized
said
that
You
the
said
tree
that.
I thought they said that they removed the tree line. I don't know, I
No,
can't
you
remember.
actually said that, not him.
Okay, well, that's fair. It's a fair point.
Ryan, like, I'll take that. Yeah, I sounded smart for
You
once.
said
Sure.
Well, I mean, there's broken clock is right twice a day.
50-degree topographic maps. So accurate, it can reveal details down to a single blade of grass. The team will use this terrain survey to determine if a plane could have feasibly touched down here, based on the elevation, level of the field, and the dimensions of this open space.
Now I'm going to download all this stuff, have it evaluated back at the Situation Room, and see what they come up with.
That's kind of cool. I want one of those.
Jason says you peeps need to talk about whistling. Is that how you say that? Whistling at some point?
I looked it up. It's a Norwegian general or something like that, I think.
All right.
Former Minister of Defense.
Yes, a lot of the bad non-mustache and mustache people went to Norway.
Well, I'm assuming they probably went all over the place, to be honest.
Well,
they
all
fighting
went
the-
to, most of them, to the scientists to America, didn't they?
A lot of them.
Says the biggest trader
Operation-
in Norway. Wow.
Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, we recruited a bunch of the scientists, and then we created NASA.
Yep.
So
Von Braun.
And they actually got like hero status, like Van Braun. What was that one? Clifton, Stockland,
Stuckerland?
yeah, like the guy who was a rocket
Strickland?
scientist.
There was a bunch of them, and
There was,
most
like,
of their names are lost to history, except for a handful.
Yeah, 760 guys that American intelligence.
Well, look at the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
So
And not to say, to be fair, not to say, actually, Soviet Union did ask the United States to extradite some of those people, but whoever the Soviet Union captured, also those scientists worked. They made them work on like going into space and doing scientific stuff. So both were morally. That's really.
Yeah, some of the people that
Heinous?
were in Operation Paperclip were awarded the NASA Distinguished Service Medal in 1969. Kurt de Bus, Eberhard Ries, Arthur Adolf, and Werner von Braun. And then Ernst Geisler.
Hubert struggled as well.
Yeah, there's
And
quite a
there's
few
some
of those.
people in there, actually. I think Braun was the one who developed the B-2 ballistic missile, which was blitzkrieging London.
Yep, the B-2. Yep.
Yeah. And so then he got awarded some stuff by NASA to go to the moon. Like,
I
the
mean,
problem
it
central.
is famously said though that that von Braun said about the B-2 rocket that he's like it worked perfectly. It just landed on the wrong planet. So I'm not saying he was
His justification was I wanted to get a rocket to the moon. The Nazis gave me the opportunity to work on rockets.
Just landed on the wrong planet.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was a great person. I'm I don't think anybody's because there were test subjects and people used in engineering this and stuff like that from who were plucked from their homes.
It's like Mengele, right? Mengele, he like went
Yeah.
through like 3,000 twins and doing horrible
Joseph
experiments.
Mengele.
And then he literally got immunity.
Yeah.
He basically is responsible for some of the biggest medical breakthroughs in modern medicine, because he did it on unwilling test subjects because there was no limit, and that's very gross. It's like I'm a firm believer that the ends don't justify the means, and that's not how it worked with them. For them, the ends very much justified the means, no matter what.
But it's also very telling how like when was it Truman that signed that paperclip project, 1945?
I think it was.
Be the right.
Yeah, I think it was Truman. And like just to have like American intelligence go into Germany and rescue all these people, and now we have a show about finding some of these people, and like the Israelis were trying to find them and bring them to justice. The Russians were trying to do the same, and like these people are now to this day being applauded in something like the Canadian government in the parliament, like a former Nazi who actually murdered and having everybody has nobody. This is one of the reasons why I want to do this show, is to educate people and to give my experience from my point of view, from the British and the Russian point of view, and even the Australian, because a lot of Australians died like Anzac Day and everything like is celebrated. So to me, it's just a farce when these things happen and people don't actually learn history. They don't understand it.
With the Canadian Parliament thing, that was because he was Ukrainian and because Russia bad. And
Mhm.
that's the whole thing. is
Until
that
the internet
he fucked
lambasted them, and they're like going, oops. They're like going,
Yeah.
no, not oops. You should have known.
Yeah.
But again, today in today's world, that virtue signaling and calling people who you disagree with the worst, probably one of the worst things on the planet, and, is all too common, and it loses its meaning. Like, and it loses its meaning in the fact that, like, this was a group of people who did anything and everything they could, a group of elite people who did anything and everything they could to win, and that included human carnage. And it shouldn't be lost to history. It should be reminded every single, everybody should learn this around the world. And I remember when schools used to teach this. Now I don't know if they teach this in schools anymore.
No, now in schools they teach about like what your sexuality is and who you want to be as a girl, boy, all that shit. No. So like when I
Speaking
went
of,
to school, it was history. History was everything. Whether it was a Russian school, an English school, or an American school.
Andy
But that
Pickle
was
says, "Oh well, sorry, I'm late. I was watching some Desert Big Worm movie."
Andy,
Hey, and
We were wondering where you were, dude.
I know, we missed you. Thank you for being here. And I keep having like a black hole appear.
I know you do have like a black hole that appears
What the
out
hell
of
is that? I don't even have anything black behind me. It's weird. But
Yeah,
anyway,
now you
my
do.
run is over. I'm gonna be an admiral again.
Here in the bushes.
Gerard heads to investigate an antenna that was at the heart of this nearby German military base.
They were built in 1940, three of them.
What happened to it?
Well, all these antennas fell down. A hurricane put them down.
A hurricane put them down.
Yeah.
¿Qué era la base de la antena?
This was the base of a 120 meters antenna.
120 meters.
Correct.
So this installation was built with German technical help.
Telefunken.
Telefunken. Telefunken, one of the most important communications industries in Germany at the time, and post-war as well.
Y eran de un material muy avanzada para ese momento.
In 1940, the radio transmitters made by Telefunken, we're talking seriously powerful kit. This communications array is pumping out a beam that you can home in on. It's RDF, it's radio direction finding.
RDF, or radio direction finding, is a key tool still used to help military ships and aircrafts find navigational points. At ranges in the thousands of miles, these three advanced radio antennas allow for aircraft to triangulate their position.
Yep.
Much like modern GPS.
Sorry, giving it a second. It's doing
This
stupid
technology
stuff.
would have been one of the only ways.
By the
Come on,
way,
dude.
Telefunken still exists.
Does it really?
Yep.
Jeez.
They make like TV stuff and yeah,
That's nuts.
microphones, headsets.
Well, excusez-moi. Coco Chanel, which I love Chanel, used to hang out with a whole bunch of Nazis.
Hugo Boss, Volkswagen.
I didn't know that.
Mercedes.
Well,
She
I
And one of them
IBM.
who actually escaped via the rat tunnels. She was a good friend of his. So when Paris was occupied.
I didn't know any of that. Of course, I mean, I knew about Mercedes and in a Volkswagen, the auto of the people.
And Adidas as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Nazi supporters, yep.
Well, I don't wear any Adidas stuff, so I guess I'm good.
When you say Adidas, we say Adidas.
I agree with Anna. And Adidas.
Wait, yep. Bear was. No, I can't forget the people's. Yep. Yes, it was. And they were doing tests in the United States, and the people who were doing tests here in the United States for Bayer were they asked for guinea pigs, and they were sent guinea pigs. It was a juice. So, all right, Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming I would actually be inclined to believe you guys. That's how it's actually said. It's just it's been Americanized. So, Adidas. Oh, it's muted. Why?
Fog, you can line up on this damn thing and know exactly where you're going and where your target is. This is a lighthouse. It's a beacon.
Spain's turning out to be full of surprises, some of them really big.
There's a Spanish military base here with German technicians sending out signals to Nazi aircraft, telling them exactly what position they're in. Another wonderful example of Franco's neutrality during World War II.
From what we're seeing on the ground here, there's no reason at all why Adolf Hitler, with the aircraft at his disposal, could not have transited through Spain.
This is not what you get in the history books.
That's true.
Okay, show me the scans that Lenny did.
Bob Baer and John Sensich review the 3D laser scans from the field in Spain to determine whether Hitler's plane could have landed at the location alleged by 2 eyewitnesses.
8,052 feet, 1405 across. Condor takes about 6,000 feet to land. I've surveyed enough of these fields to tell you, even at a slope like that, could land it there. Of course, you got to be able to find the field in the middle of the night.
The team has found approximately 5 miles from this location Nazi RDF equipment or radio direction finder equipment, which certainly could have been used to aid in the land.
No, what?
No, I'm sorry. That is the dumbest thing. Like, okay, if you would put me in charge of rescuing any of you, if somebody's after you, I would literally, get you through tunnels, put you in like a non-conspicuous car, not a plane, which anybody can shoot down because Allies still had their guns. The submarines were still there. The airships were still there. You would have to go super discreet and blend in. There was a lot of people escaping from all of the Eastern European countries, from a lot of European countries. All you need to do is shave your head, get a different identity, get a different identity card, and then just go through. Not go through with a massive Commodore or whatever plane and get attention to yourself. That's just not something that's smart. Because everybody else, Himmler, Mengele, everybody else followed a different pattern. They got into a car and they drove cross country. They spent a number of months, or even with Adolf Heinrich, a number of years, pretending to be somebody else working as somebody's hand or something on a farm, which is what Mengele did as well, to be able to then get to the Ratline.
Unless you left at night, then you could fly from Germany to Spain in the span of a night, in the span of nighttime.
No,
And
no, but come on, they would see you with all the spotlights in the sky.
Anti-aircraft guns would be able to notice you. However, they wouldn't necessarily be able to know who you are. So they wouldn't actually be able to start opening fire until they were able to confirm that you're.
Okay.
Likely not on one plane.
Ryan, Clifton, what would you prefer? To go in a plane and take a 70% chance of being shot down, or to go for a couple of months, lay low, and get a new identity, and then all of a sudden get in a car, go cross country with people stopping you, and then you bullshitting them, and then actually be able to escape to Argentina? Come on.
I'm going to go with an airplane at night, because then I could be on a U-boat by morning. No, seriously, I'm not joking.
It would be faster. But let me say this. I don't plan to invade the world, so let's hope I do. Let's hope I never have to make that choice.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, many escaped in very different ways, but being the most famous face that the world is actively hunting, you would
want to
need to
get
do
out
it.
there fast.
You would need to do it quick.
No, I disagree. Because Adolf Einrich was also in Mengele, were also famous, and Himmler too. They were very famous faces in the Reich. So, like, they chose, like, come on.
Also, Goebbels and who was the minister of propaganda? What the hell was his name?
That was
Goebbels?
I can't remember who was.
That was Himmler. Himmler did a lot of the propaganda.
Was it Himmler? Okay.
Well, yeah, like I understand what you're saying, like fast escape, especially if you're super paranoid on drugs and your health isn't right. But with the rest of them, they kind of did the same thing as he did. Their health wasn't right. They were a little bit delusional, like an occult-like mentality, but they still.
Oh, definitely a cult. The SS definitely a cult.
They still chose like the smartest way to escape, like the long game. So I just don't for a second believe that all of a sudden people were still worshiping this dude, Mustache Man, like in South America, even back in Germany, even to this day, even in Russia, people worship him, the neo-Nazis and all those fuckers. But like, he was such a cult of personality person. I can't believe for a second that he would make such an impulsive decision. He would have to plan everything.
Well, I think we actually very much agree on that. I think it was well thought out, well before the fact. I think there was always an escape plan if things went south.
Yeah,
definitely.
So,
but I mean, you know, both solutions are good solutions. You know, I mean, if you're getting away, neither of them is going to be 100%.
No, Clifton, no, none of those solutions are good solutions because he got away. So I truly
him,
believe
I guess
that he did go, like he did go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, for him it was good solutions, you know. But I mean, of course, you get nothing is 100%. Like even traveling with a car, you know, if someone does suspect you, you know, just like that, you see, it could be, you know.
Yeah. Andy does have an off-topic question. Does Anna know the Floyd song "Shine on You, Crazy Diamond" was a tribute to founding member?
I didn't know it was a tribute to no, I did not know that. Thank you, Andy.
I didn't know that.
I do
Andy,
like Floyd, but
he also says, shave off the stash and you think you'd recognize him. Operation Paperclip had officers working in NASA with obvious self-inflicted facial scars that the Nazis were known for.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, it was they were weird about that, right? They like challenge each other and then they get like, you know, facial scars from like, you know, sword duels. A bunch of weirdos. Anyway,
I mean, of an aircraft.
Well, yeah, you fly the airplane right down the signal.
but then again, that's very cult mentality, like for like the SS. It's very cult mentality, like, and the SS very much was into the occult, so it's not hard to see why.
You take these witnesses and they seem pretty fantastic, but once you go to the location they give, and right next to it is a radio base, a Nazi radio base, that adds an enormous amount of credibility to what they're saying. I feel really good about getting Hitler to Spain, landing him, getting him across Spain, getting a U-boat out. But what bothers me is this distance is 6,700 miles down to Argentina. And we know that the U-boats that did make that, people got off very sick.
After the war, 2 German U-boats, U-530 and U-970, surrendered off the coast of Argentina. When these sailors disembarked from their long journey, they could barely stand due to malnutrition.
And this lends credence to what Anna was just saying.
Yep.
So, the trip across the ocean going to be super tough. Going to be super tough. I don't know if there's any way to maybe make it easier, unless he was
You could sedate him because he was on like morphine and drugs anyway, like barbiturates. So you could
Could have.
sedate him, I guess.
Could have. I
But
mean,
you
but we're talking about like what
have
it's
you
like a
waited-
7 day. It would be like a 7-10 day journey.
yeah.
Have you
it
ever
would-
laid in bed for 7 days straight without being able to get up and then trying to walk afterwards?
Yeah, it's not the best. I mean, obviously, I mean, I don't know. Is there any way they could put him on some type of supply ship that was flying under a different banner, a neutral banner, and try to
But
hide
that's
him?
also the thing that Ryan and I had with the hole in the ground thing. Like, if you are having this sophisticated operation, getting all of these guys through all these Ratlines with sophisticated connections with, like, the Vatican, the Church, you know, all these other countries like Italy, Spain, the leaders at the time, not the actual country, trying to help. Like, why are you gonna be digging a hole in the freaking ground for a submarine to dock? Like,
Yeah, no, that one step. I think we actually,
Yeah,
we're talking about kind of like the well, right? The well that was in the ground.
that to me was such a MacGuffin, and it meant nothing.
Yeah, I
But
think so.
if you have somebody that's so like Adolf Heinrich literally did the same thing that Hitler would have done, which is he would have gone into hiding, taken on a new Heinrich was Operation Finale, which is what Clifton watched. Ryan, you still did not watch, but
I
that
have not watched it yet. No.
based on him, and it was a really good film, right, Cliff?
Yeah, that's good.
If I watch it today and I text you, am I off the hook? Am I off the shit list?
I don't know, but it was actually a really complicated like network of things that were going on. And so for somebody like Heinrich who is really on top of that, and for somebody who's the Fuhrer to not be able to do the same as everybody else, like that doesn't make any sense to me. If they could do it, he could do it. Because they were all old dudes doing drugs and being on
Mhm. I mean, he was one of the oldest, obviously, and he had the worst health conditions, because obviously he didn't just have a stomach ailment. His brain was actually rotting away from syphilis, right? A lot of people don't know that. That's actually what syphilis does to you. If not treated, it slowly infects your body and it kills your brain, and you actually die a painful death. I guess. Yeah, Andy says, could I put him in a dress like Santa Ana? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if he would want to. What?
No, there's supposed to be could have put him in a dress like Santa Ana, not like Santa Ana, because on your Friday Night Rumble, one of your hashtags, or whatever you did, it was Third Reich Anna's Gameland. I was like, what?
It was?
My Anna's Gameland is not Third Reich.
I didn't put that. Who did?
It's kind of funny.
Well, also, your name is spelled wrong. There's only one N in your name, so that's why it
My
confused
name
me.
is spelled right because it's Anastasia with one N.
Well, and Santa Ana was a thing, so that's why I thought it was Santa Ana. Like, so, yeah. Oh my God! Hold on. Do I have a clip for this? Hold on. I don't. Mother puss bucket. Hi, Shadu.
I got off
Hey,
work
Shadu.
early, boys and girls.
What's up, man?
Oh no, I'm not gonna. You have to salute me, sir.
I am saluting. You just can't see it because my camera is not on, ma'am.
I also love the fact that you have that you actually have somebody in power armor right there. That's great. Is that an
Enclave. It's
Yeah,
Fallout.
the
It's the Enclave. It's a piece
Yeah,
of
no,
shit I found. Hey, Cliff, how you doing, man?
Hey, pretty good.
Love me some Fallout. Not
Good
looking
to
forward
see
to
you.
the show. Speaking of the show, Shadu gets to help us break this down, which makes it more fun.
Dehydration and breathing uncirculated air.
That's all right. You can just watch along and listen.
Well, I'm going to be driving.
We know that his physical condition was
Ryan, stop
deteriorating.
for a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Shadu, you're not driving, are you?
Not right now. I'm in a parking lot. I just got off work.
Okay, fine.
I'm about to drive, though.
She'll yell at you. Don't do it. Seriously, I'm not joking. Like, I tried to call her when I was driving one time, and she's like, "You call me back when you get home." I'm like, okay. I even have a hands-free link. I don't know if you have a fancy car like that. Mine's not fancy. It's just, it has a hands-free link, and it was still, no, you will call me back. And I was like, oh, you got it.
Well, I can definitely do that. It's just the microphone and the audio. The audio on mine sounds bad.
All right, as long as your hands free, it's fine.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm just
Don't be like Dermy and don't hit a deer.
There are no deer in my area. Just coyotes. And
Yeah, I know, but Dermy did that on a stream. He decided to be funny during Ballbusters one time to drive, and he literally hit a deer.
Yes, I know.
Don't hit a deer.
Yeah, don't hit a deer.
Yeah, I'm not. Children near me.
Don't hit children either.
Okay, so back to the mustache people.
All right, here we go.
Rating. In general, his personal physician is providing a lot of details that Hitler was in great pain. We look here, Hitler was suffering from asthma and ulcers.
I mean, what are the chances he would take a U-boat ride from Vigo, Spain to Argentina? It's
Shadow, if you're not saying anything, just mute yourself because you have a little bit of background noise. I get it. I mean, it's not a big deal. Just click it on and off.
not someplace you would like to spend a couple weeks underwater. U-boats were very small, confined space. These things were coffins. I would want to do this in stages if I had a choice. Let's say you split up the trip. How would you do it?
There's really only one location. That's the Canary Islands.
At the end of World War II, the Allies controlled almost every coastal country along the Atlantic Ocean, leaving the Spanish Canary Islands as the only territory friendly to Hitler. Years earlier, in 1940, Franco and Hitler had met in Onday, France, to discuss secret Nazi use of these strategic islands, although they officially remained neutral during the war, along with mainland Spain.
It's perfectly logical. You put the guy on a U-boat here, take him 1,000 miles to the Canary Islands, you resupply the boat, take care of him. You could stay there a couple days until he's feeling better, and then move him again.
So the question that needs to be answered is, could a U-boat have been resupplied in the Canary Islands, and could a high-value target like Adolf Hitler have used that location to recoup, to regroup, and then eventually make his way to South America?
We need to get people out there right now, see if this is feasible. Next stop, Canary Islands.
Have you guys ever been to the Canary Islands?
I have not.
I've been to Tenerife and Gran Canaria. So Tenerife has some of the scenes where they filmed Star Wars because of the rocky mountains with the, like, I was gonna say
Parts
dew,
of Tatooine,
but yeah, like Tatooine looking landscape.
You've done a lot of traveling. Kind of jealous, to be honest. I love to travel. And
I mean, I am an admiral. I got a whole freaking ship.
Yeah, wait, Ryan, didn't your military service allow you to see foreign places and meet strange new cultures? Go where few men have gone before.
Yes, it did. But Anna has me beat probably about. So if I've seen 1/3 of the total places, she's probably 2/3 ahead of me. If that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, this is why I'm the admiral.
Have you ever been to East Asia out of curiosity?
no, I want to go to Japan. I would love to. There's a lot of places I would love.
Yeah.
I would love to visit South Korea, not North Korea, because
South Korea is a great country. Even the DMZ, even the North Korean side of the DMZ isn't too bad. Japan's also great. Vietnam's great. China is great in some places. Hong Kong's amazing.
Tunisia is actually Anti-Pickle. Tunisia is one of my favorite countries I've ever been to, just because the people are so kind. And that's actually one of the places I usually go to ride horses. They have some of the best horses.
yes, our Anna does ride horses, which is very impressive. actually. I've ridden horses because I grew up in Colorado. So, but again, it's kind of one of those things that you don't necessarily meet a lot of people who've ridden horses. So, to
Which is
do.
kind of crazy to think about, because if you go back even 200 years ago, most families had at least one horse because of, like, agrarian societies, and very few people had anything close to a car. But now we're in the stage where it's more expensive to have a horse than a car. Really,
It is,
really weird.
Well, like, should do, like I sent to you, like the interview that my friend did with my mom about my grandfather. Their family growing up in the Soviet Union in the 1920s, 1930s, their most prized possession was their horse, their cow and their horse. And that is something that, like, and when the war started and they were under attack and the Nazis were coming, they had to get out of town and on a cart. You can't really do that with one horse, with a whole family, with a wagon. So
Yeah,
like,
no.
you had to just stick around and hide and everything. But those are things that were prized possessions. So
Mhm.
when we take it for granted nowadays. That's why I love horses.
Oh,
Well, they were
absolutely.
essential for life.
Yeah, like Vinland Saga does. Like in Vinland Saga, it showcases just how important horses were needed for farming. Like if you wanted to make a new plot of land, humans alone could not remove all the rocks and stumps and till the earth. You needed beasts of burden like horses or oxes to make the job even workable. And then also transporting everything. Like part of the reason you even had civilization form the way it did is because we had large beasts of burden that would allow us to transport things long distances. Without those, you were either had to be incredibly intelligent, like say the Mexica were, or you were stuck in hunter-gatherer stage, like most of the North American natives were. Horses, oxen, dogs, phenomenal beasts that it's amazing that we had access to.
Yes. No. Well, I mean, it's one of the reasons that the terms "assault of the earth people" came about, because they were literally working the earth that they survived off of. And it's carried over to farmers nowadays, because again, farmers are massively essential to everything that we do. I love the people that during COVID thought that they're like, I don't understand why there's no food in the grocery store. It's like going, okay, well, it's like these people in cities, they don't understand where their food comes from. You just don't go to the grocery store and buy it. It has to be trucked from a farm to basically a distribution center, on another truck to the store. And it's like, this is how things used to be in small towns. You'd go to like your local general store, which many of the farms in the area would, they would feed, so to speak, and it was like your local grocery store. And now we cut out, uh the transportation of, the fact that we can haul it over long periods of distance now, because these semis can do 80 miles an hour and they're refrigerated so they can survive longer. And it's like, yeah, it just anyway, yeah, no, it just a little but Andy Pickle says, listen to Jethro Tull's Heavy Horses. All right. Definitely not opposed to checking that out. I like to listen to stuff while I work. What's up, Shadu? No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, any thoughts, Cliff, on like horses, supply chains, anything like that?
Just for the record, though, riding a horse is kind of awesome. I haven't done it since I was a kid. Again, it was an experience that I had as a child. After I went to the military, I think it was probably 13, 14. After I went to the military, and I went abroad, and I kind of lived on my own. Went to different places, visited places that were not like how I grew up. But no, riding a horse, man, was pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Anyway,
I mean, like, again, like, you don't just sit out, like, when you buy a car, right? You just get in it and you get the feel for it. Here, you
Mm.
also have to do the same thing with your relationship because it's a live being. It's a live
Mhm.
animal. So you start with simple things like grooming it, changing its horseshoes, seeing how it trusts you, grooming its mane, really trying to go around like the back because horses obviously never ever do not do that. Stand behind a horse's backside, might kick you. But
Yeah,
as
yeah, unless
you
you want to
gain
get
that
kicked.
trust and you groom the tail and it trusts you, like it's a whole relationship that develops. It's not just like buying a car and just
Yeah, it feels your nervousness too when you're nervous about
oh for
something. So like if you're nervous, it's nervous. And it's less likely to trust you. Yeah, dude, this is a song, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, pretty much everybody involved in that song, they know how to ride a horse. It's basically about country boys and country girls. Uh, so yeah, no, if you've ever been around animals, and this goes for any type of an animal, whether it's a dog, it's a cow, it's a horse, it's whatever, um, I've been places where you show up and the chickens all of a sudden they swarm because they think you're going to feed them, and it's like going, it's and you're like, no, I'm no
You're
chickens, I'm not
you're
going to feed you.
We're in a Ubisoft game. They in every Ubisoft game they have chickens attacking you.
Yeah, chickens don't attack; they just want to be fed. They
No,
run
in
up real fast.
every Ubisoft game, all the chickens
No, I
are
know.
horrible, and they
Or
attack.
you're driving down the road, and all of a sudden you're like going, looks like four sheep. And then all of a sudden you're like, yep, that's four sheep. And they're like, oh, there's two lambs. And yeah. So bye, Shadow. He probably lost connection. Yeah, it's yeah, I'm more of a hog rider myself. Motorcycle reference because it's definitely not talking about pigs. Wait, he's morphed. He should do part 2.
Yeah, I went under a bridge and then I got kicked from StreamYards. And so, yeah, I'm back. And
I don't like this when somebody's driving and streaming. I don't. That makes me nervous.
All right, Shadow, you gotta come back when you're home.
well, I'm basically there. I'm pulling in.
You just have to go. I don't like it. I don't like that kind of stuff.
The Admiral spoke, dude. She's in charge. So
Right.
come back in 5. We'll still be here.
It won't be 5. It'll be 10. Look, I'm pulling into a spot where it's going to be a ton of fucking traffic lights. I'm going to be going like 10 miles an hour. I'm going to be fine.
That's not no.
But we will still be here. We still have 15 minutes of episode, and I mean we've been on 15 minutes of episode like half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, I'll hop out and I'll be back in 10.
All right. Yeah, the Admiral's spoken, dude. So I have to listen to her. Kathleen says geese attack people. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I
remember.
I got attacked the first time by geese in like outside of Canberra. That was the most traumatizing thing ever. They were big geese too, like big gray geese. And I was trying to feed the little baby kangaroos, and they ran after me, and they were like nipping at me. And I was only like this high, and they were I hate geese. Ugh, no.
Swans are mean too.
Yeah, swans are freaking mean.
Swans are actually, they hiss at you. They like whenever, because I have swans outside my house right now. Whenever I come up to them and they're just like chilling, and I'm like, I'm gonna take a photo of you, and they start going like hissing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'll leave you alone. I'll back off. I'm not gonna do anything. And then they get more comfortable, and that's when they start getting greedy, and they're like, oh, do you actually have something? Like I was hissing at you 5 seconds ago. Now give me something, and then I pull out like, some crackers, and then I can take photos of them.
Yeah, wild ducks do it too. No, I'm not talking about like when you think like a duck, like something this big. I'm talking about like wild ducks that are the size of like small geese. They'll do it too. There's a lot of them in Florida, and they do that. It's like heavy breathing, but they're hissing. Yeah. It's you know, and it's funny
Clifton's
to
like, we don't have that in Germany. What are you guys
Yes,
talking
no,
about?
no. Where I used to live, like it was a small little forest. It belonged to the church, but it had like a grotto and it had a little pond with a lot of geese and ducks and swans. And those swans were mean. They were really mean. I mean, these were like more domesticated, I would say. You know, they're like they would be there all year round. Like they wouldn't fly off or
Yeah.
anything.
Well,
But
swans are severely territorial.
yeah.
It doesn't come from kind of like the same place that like what geese will do, but swans are extremely territorial. If another swan, they're kind of like bears in a sense with their
No,
territorialness.
no.
What do you
His
mean, no?
Majesty, His Majesty swans living where I live, right outside my house right now. They are so used to people. They will get territorial if you like lunge at the, if tourists come
Mhm.
and they start like taking like flashlight, then they'll start like. But
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about wild swans.
well, they are wild. It's not like King Charles is actually like has them in his backyard.
No, I know, but like if people feed them, then they'll actually they become kind of more domesticated. It's kind of like okay, so where I live, there are coyotes that will run around, and you have to be careful about your trash and stuff like that. Like you never want to leave, say, spoiled meat or something like that on on the ground because it'll attract coyotes, and they'll expect you to feed them, and it also causes a host of bigger problems for outside pets because let's just say that people's animals where I live have been they just disappear, and it's because of the coyotes.
Yeah. We don't have coyotes or wolves or bears anymore. Thank you, humanity, for exterminating everybody in the United Kingdom. But we do have foxes, and they are protected.
We have foxes. Yeah, we got foxes. Foxes are actually super cute when they chirp. They did that little like little
Yeah.
chirp thing. Yeah, they're kind of cool. But no, like I think you could actually probably get away with maybe living in harmony with a fox. It might steal one of your chickens once in a while, but no, coyotes, they're ruthless. You get a pack of coyotes, they'll clean out a hen house, and it's
Yeah.
savage. They won't attack like cows or horses or anything like that because they'll get trampled to death. But Andy says swans gone wild. Well, that's a term I haven't heard for a while. Gone wild. Again, that leads to the early 2000s when it's stupid. Anyway,
I'm actually gonna tomorrow when I go out. I'm gonna bombard you with photos of the swans
okay.
that live outside my house.
Okay. Send me a video.
I can send you one now, but I won't. Because I can't be bothered.
Well, I don't want the admiral to be bothered.
Where does he go when he gets here? Who protects him? Somebody's going to see him,
The team land in the Canary Islands, an isolated group of volcanic landmasses in the Atlantic Ocean, hundreds of miles from the coastlines of Europe and Africa.
What's this area?
It's kind of like Europe and Africa's version of Hawaii. Like when people think of like, oh, Hawaii is it was the 50th state, I believe it was. Alaska is the 49th and Hawaii is the 50th. You have to get on an airplane from California, like Los Angeles to Hawaii is a 5-hour flight.
Yeah.
And it's the 50th state. That's wild to think, dude. But so kind of in reference for anybody who's watching, or who's going to watch in the future, that yeah, think about that. It's 1,000 miles from Spain. 1,000.
Where are you here, Pablo?
This is Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, the capital city of Gran Canaria.
Beautiful.
They will investigate whether Hitler could have used this highly strategic location as a pivotal point in his escape to the shores of Argentina.
We know there were Nazi operations in mainland Spain. Are they going to be here too?
Yep.
We got to work your sources to death. We got to find out anybody that has any knowledge of what went on 70 years ago.
You know, for the stuff we're looking for, it's not going to be in the official histories. If we can find somebody who's actually spot on in the 1940s, we're going to learn a lot. We've been looking for the footprints of Adolf Hitler coming down from Berlin all the way to Argentina. Today, we get into one of the most important points in that whole journey out. This jump-off point is South America. This is key to the Nazi escape route. It's very much like seeing top of a very big mountain. There is still a huge amount more to be discovered. Let's go.
Let's go to work. Hurrah!
This group of islands is strategically really important in World War II.
Lenny de Paul and Gerard Williams have arrived in the Canary Islands to investigate whether Hitler could have used these.
It's buffering. I'll use this time. Andy says, did you know that that you fly over Alaska on your way from Cali to Hawaii? Up and over is shorter. Only $200 round trip from Anchorage to Oahu back in 95. Wow. I did not know that. I'm gonna Google it though. Not that I don't believe you, but I want to see.
I do know that you fly you kind of fly up and then back down.
Well, you know, okay. So again, flat earthers.
Yeah.
Flat earthers be damned here. So when you actually, you know, in an airplane, you don't just go like, okay, I'm going from this point to this point. Like, no, you're actually flying on a curvature of the earth in an airplane. You know, maintaining an altitude, because an altitude is going to be consistent of a spherical object. If you maintain 35,000 feet at the same time, then you're always going to maintain 35,000 feet, no matter how far off the ground of or the ocean you're off of, depending on your actual altitude. No, that's actually, I didn't know that. Andy says people all around the world. I need to upload clips with jokes.
You mean people all around the globe believe in the flat earth?
Yeah, people all around the globe believe in the flat earth.
Yeah.
Do you remember seeing on Twitter? I think that was actually the post about the fact that the Flat Earth Society or something like that, they posted like going, well, people all around the globe believe that the earth is flat. And it's like,
yeah.
Would you like to read that again?
Yep. It's like on their website or whatever, their mission statement or something. Yeah.
Well, what people don't understand is that actually driving through places in Kansas, because it's so flat, you can actually slightly see the curvature of the earth. It's more prominent in the oceans because the oceans are massively desolate, right? It's just water for thousands of miles.
Yep.
So, you know, sailors will see.
No, you fall off the edge of the earth.
Yeah, the curvature of the earth. So anyway, it's also why satellites have to be placed around the globe, because you can't, again, and to go back to Independence Day, you can't just send a signal from, let's say said spaceship or International Space Station to these points, because the globe is in the way. So you need satellites to relay it to the other side of the earth.
Yep.
Great movie. Admiral Anna says, I'm coming back. At least she's not coming out. I'm coming out. Sorry, I couldn't help it. What was that movie that Jennifer Lopez was in, Made in Manhattan, where she was like, that was the song, like when she got like the makeover, she's like, I'm coming out. I want that one. I need to stop talking. Why do people watch me?
I question that too.
Yeah, it's for you and Anna. It's not for me.
No.
Remote Spanish islands as a stopping point in his U-boat escape to the shores of Argentina.
Why don't you speak to him first, okay?
It's pretty.
Through local contacts,
very pretty.
They have tracked down a crucial lead.
Hombre, Don Francisco.
Back in the 1940s, Francisco Kampoff's family owned one of the island's largest German shipping businesses.
His grandfather was the chief director of the Wehrman House. Era ingeniero. Naval.
No, yeah.
Okay, so let me actually try to translate here a little bit.
Shipping businesses.
His grandfather was the chief director of the Wehrman House. Era
So it says he was an engineer,
ingeniero.
naval engineer. Again, Hitler liked his engineers,
Naval.
No, ya también
but there were also German engineers.
había ingenieros alemanes.
What were they doing there? Ships passed through here with troops to fight in the continent. When a submarine came in, it was them who went to fix it. So U-boats were confirmed to be there. Real fast to give Anna. Oh, hold on. Please have a clip. Please have a clip. Please have a clip. No, I don't have a clip. Hold on. I mean, we're not doing anything anyway, right? We're just hanging out. We're having fun. We're joking around.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it! It's my old computer that I used to set up live streams that has all the clips. I need. All right. Well, again, welcome back to Shadu Part 2. Who's home?
Hey.
Good to have you here, man.
We still have 15 more minutes.
You haven't continued any of the episode in the 10 minutes it took me to drive.
We're at 36 minutes and 57 seconds, and we have about 6.5, 7 minutes. So it'll take another probably another 20 minutes to get through that.
Ryan, I sent you a video of a swan next to me. Well, not next to me.
Would you like me to show it on the show, or is it something that?
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, I want proof, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Shadu.
Andy Pickle says Shadu flew. All right, it's on the X. Anna sent the video. Oh, look at the swan, dumbass.
No, it's a swan and duck. So, well, there should be ducks.
All
Look
right.
at how pretty they are.
They are pretty. That's actually really pretty where you live, to be honest. It's kind of cool. I love the old dock.
They hang around. Like, if you don't approach them with food or anything, they'll leave you alone.
No, I love the old dock and the old boat ramp. This is an old boat ramp. Does anybody still use that?
Yeah, they do like a Mississippi kind of like with the wheel thing.
What do you mean with the wheel thing?
Like a Mississippi steamboat.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, you're talking about a paddle wheel boat?
Yep.
Dude, that's
Well,
awesome.
actually, it's just for show.
You can't
I mean,
ride
most
it?
of them are nowadays.
No, you can go on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, then it's not necessarily just for show.
So
You can.
cute.
No,
It's really
I think Anna means the wheel is just for show.
No, that's no fun. If you come to America, we actually have paddle wheel boats that still work.
Have you been to Hannibal?
No, I haven't been to the UK.
Missouri, Mark Twain. Those boats, none of them have use the paddle anymore.
Yeah, it's just for show.
No, I know places that still use the paddle. Still use the paddle wheel.
Yeah, but it disturbs the fish and everything else, and then the swans get agitated too if it actually went.
Well, yeah, it churns the ocean, but I mean the paddle wheel boat is it's kind of an American staple.
You can use them to get around federal gambling laws.
Yes, actually, you can. Shadow, you really
state, yeah, because you can only have like a certain number of casinos per state, but if you have it on a river, a federally owned river, then it bypasses that state thing.
Damn it, Shadow, with you and your gambling knowledge. You're not old enough to gamble right now, though. By the way.
I think it depends
But
on the
no, no, I love the birds. I love animals. Also, especially that. Hold on. That's a big one.
There's loads of them, and you can't do anything to them because now they belong to His Majesty the King.
So they're
you'll go to prison if you do anything.
yeah, they're environmentally protected, which they should be. Yeah.
Historically, hasn't that like always been a thing, or maybe not for swans, but like there were certain animals only the king and his family are allowed to hunt.
Yeah, deer.
Yeah, it was usually
Yeah,
deer,
deer
boar,
deer
stuff like that.
swans. No, we don't have any boar.
Not anymore.
You don't?
Because boars, you don't want boars. Like a peasant, even if they were allowed to hunt boars, they wouldn't want to. Those frickers are mean.
No, I know, and they also
they can
they
tear up
I was just gonna say they're so freaking angry and so freaking resistant to pain. They would like charge down like pikes, long as men, pikes down those things to get at the guy stabbing them. Boars are mean.
when hunting boar, you actually need a 12-gauge shotgun with slugs because
No, I mean
it's
medieval. I mean in medieval.
Oh,
times,
yeah,
I
I know.
mean, I
But
don't
no,
even in the modern day. I
England-
don't want to go hunt hogs.
What is up there? Boosh McFadden says, "All hail
Hail
Space
Boosh.
King." The hell is
Hey.
Space
Praise
King?
to Space King. I'm the
I
only.
don't understand what the fuck that means.
It's a actual satire of Warhammer being made by a channel called Flash Kits. It's an original IP. I sent it to you as a channel topic because it came out yesterday.
When? Email?
Just, like a couple weeks ago. I was like, hey, this is coming out like March 2nd. It's like Iron Age stuff. And I can't remember. And it may have gotten buried or something like that. But it's
Okay,
like,
send it to me again. All right, let's get back to a mustache man.
Yes,
Mustache.
please.
The shaved off mustache.
Back to hunting.
Well, the Admiral derailed us with the swans.
Sorry.
I didn't expect
Whatever,
the sorry.
she's
I was
got-
joking, but all right.
she's got sunglasses on the inside, indoors.
Haven't seen my glove.
When German U-boat arrived here, anything that needs to be fixed, they did it.
Pero el torpedo lo
Repairing.
cargaban aquí, en el barco, después lo llevan fuera. Ah, ese es el tema.
Nice. Nice. Ryan,
What's wrong?
you kind of need to get some sunglasses too, I think.
Okay, they're all right. Okay, I will. Hold on. Boosh says, "Hello, Ryan, Anna, Shadow, and Cliff."
Hey.
All right, so let me just show this and discuss, and I'll go get sunglasses.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was going to show something.
I've got absolutely no clue what's going on. All I know is now I'm cosplaying a Fed.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, why do we wear sunglasses and gloves? It's because we're in the Navy right now. I mean, Clifton's on the other side of Europe and Argentina. We're hunting him.
Why are we hunting Cliff?
Because he said that he's German, so we're hunting him.
Ginger. They were also killing gingers.
Okay.
Like that's
good enough.
actually a thing. Like they were also killing gingers.
Everyone wants to kill me. Nice.
Well,
Killing you didn't have a soul.
my HMS has super cool guns, so I can fire at whoever I want.
Yeah.
I
mean,
don't know
sure.
what are we supposed to be discussing?
We're supposed to be discussing the fact that when they went through the Ratlines, there was a whole bunch of UK Royal Navy,
No, Shadu, you will put your glasses back on right now.
U.S. What happened to my glove?
Oh.
U.S. intelligence were helping the Royal Navy hunt down those mofos who were trying to escape.
Yep.
Once, because when you want something, you want something.
You look like you're supposed to be in NASCAR, not in World
Why do you
War
look? Why do you look like an agent from the Matrix?
I don't know, because these are the sunglasses that I wear.
You look like you're about to go on a monologue about like Mr. Anderson.
Mr.
Just like-
Anderson.
You look like you're gonna be part of the NASCAR race.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good point. I do like cars, by the way. I work on cars. My family actually partakes in drag racing.
Oh wait,
so-
Ryan, rate my Fed cosplay.
What?
Rate? Do I look like a Fed?
Probably not as much as I do, to be honest. Like, beforehand, I would have said it was probably an 8 out of 10. And apparently, I showed up, and yeah, these
Yeah, no, these are not clean. I can't see a damn thing with them on.
I can't see shit either. Like, it's so dark.
Yeah, like who cares?
Ironically, I can actually see.
It's dark, yeah.
Bush says again, Feds don't have beards. That's true.
Well,
Yes, I do need some white bell bottom pants.
That's true. Yeah, Andy says that. So yeah. Not only do I like to fly airplanes, I like to drive fast in cars.
Going up against Camelot sometime, huh?
He does a very different type of racing than my family does. So,
He's gonna be on Fox. I think it's this Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
when
he
you say
races.
drag- Oh, sorry.
So Camelot races ARCA cars, which are basically stock cars.
Gotcha.
And my family comes from a long. Well, the irony is my family actually runs the drag strip in our hometown. So it's county funded, but they actually run it. So
that's why you're the tyranny hooker. Then your family has a history of drag.
yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass out. No, I'm kidding. Okay, yeah, I can't see the
Ryan,
computer.
please. Ryan, you don't need to toss me out, please. No, please.
Yeah, I actually can't see the computer in front of me as well. I can see the side computer, but all right. Bush is drag tyranny hooker. Yeah, no, the tyranny hooker's dead. And he says, "Damn it, Shadow beat me to it." Well, Shadow's getting pretty quick. He hangs around enough of us yahoos long enough.
He's telling me that they did not just repair the U-boats.
Okay.
They also supplied with food and guns and torpedoes. Apparently, there was in the island storage for torpedoes, some tunnels.
Couldn't believe what he was saying with respect to the U-boats that were just popping up here in the harbor. General Franco's military wasn't even in the war, and they built tunnels that apparently torpedoes were stored there. So they were able to go inland and replenish, bring some food, get on board, and get back out of here. But ask him, though, this is a big secret going on. Nobody knows about this. How did they communicate?
Transmitted in
One
code.
second, one second. He mentioned a word, enigma. Is he telling me there was
Laughing.
Oh,
What can I say? I operate. If you've been in the military, you know what that means. I'm an operator. All right. It's kind of a big deal. Shut up, Shadow. Okay. Put your sunglasses back on.
What is going on?
I don't know.
I'm humming "Bitch I Operate." It's a good song.
It's a good
Bitch I
song.
Operate.
We might be crazy.
An Enigma machine.
Aquí había una máquina Enigma.
Somebody quick donate to make him stop.
Enigma was
Oh,
seriously
I'm
important.
sorry, Cliff.
That was
I'll
the
stop.
Germans almost impossible to break code. The Nazis would have used Enigma to get their information back to Nazi Germany and also to get orders, instructions from Nazi Germany. To find 4 of them here, they were planning on something huge.
The team head to the tunnels, rumored to have been an ammunition dump to supply Nazi submarines.
Secret U-boat bases, a communications network. We need to go there. We need to find out exactly what we can.
We're close.
It could have been turned into an escape route for Adolf Hitler.
So Pablo, you spoke to Javier on the phone, right?
Yes.
He knows we're coming?
Yeah, he should be waiting for us.
Javier Duran, he was the first person to be able to explore these tunnels, to take a look at what was here, why it was here, and how it got here.
Son 7,000 metros cuadrados de túneles.
7,000 meters of tunnels around here. They have a natural ventilation and mechanic one.
Okay.
The mechanic one was used when trucks got in.
Less than a mile from
It's just every time I look at the screen, it's like sunglasses, sunglasses, sunglasses. Of course, Anna's look like they're swallowing her face.
No. What? No, I can't do that. Okay, fine. No sunglasses. Put my gloves on then. Instead of sunglasses.
I'm just saying, some of us operate, so our sunglasses fit very nicely on her hat.
We might be crazy. We might go home. It's a
So-
song.
With the actual, like, what are we learning right now?
Oh,
I don't know. We're just goofing off.
Yeah. No, what they're in the Canary Islands and
Mhm.
they're looking at
Welcome to JT Late Night with JT Late Night with Cap podcast. JT Gunn. Wow, you
Hi,
changed the name.
JT.
At least you just
Cap.
be late night with Cap.
Yeah.
He says sunglasses at night. Yes.
Yeah. It's dark and I'm wearing sunglasses.
Yeah. The Admiral wanted us all to wear sunglasses, so we did.
But yeah, the place that they're going to be looking at is like a depot for U-boat resupply and ammunition.
No, I can't read. Got that American education.
I can't
Yeah,
read.
Yes, actually you can.
from the
No, I
sea,
can't. I'm having to read a
these
picture
tunnels
book.
He says clearly you don't watch my stuff.
He doesn't watch anybody's stuff, JT. He only watches his own stuff.
No, actually, the last thing I watch is my own stuff. It's like well after the fact. Educated. I am educated.
Categorically.
No, I'm just so far behind on everybody's stuff that like literally it's like a month and a half. So I'm like way after the fact.
Are you gonna do a Hassan and say it's so difficult not to stream but to watch other people stream?
No, I'm not.
Hey, that's better than pulling a Vosh.
I did that video and I stirred up a hornet's nest. They were so angry.
would have been a short drive to
Hassan
potential
Piker.
U-boat landing points, while the surrounding hills would have provided camouflage for the tunnels themselves.
You can drive trucks through.
Yeah.
Sí, 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 sí. Los camiones entraban, tenían un
Yes, the trucks would enter and they would drop torpedoes.
para la bajada de torpedos.
That tunnel from there, that's the torpedo one.
Can we take a look at them?
¿Podemos visitar los túneles?
Sí, sí, sí.
These are entrances here, these two.
It's quite incredible. Here,
I'm going to try to use stills to avoid getting hit at the last minute because this is kind of something that it is a bit bigger.
they're surrounded by military installations. The Nazis built underground like cathedrals above ground. They're serious in their scope and size, and this feels very Germanic. It's incredible. We have no idea what was going on these islands in the dark days of World War II. It has an amazingly dark history. And it's something that must be told.
Next time on
Next time. Late Night with Cap podcast. It should just be Late Night with Cap, dude. I don't like the podcast thing. Sorry. Hey, Ryan, even Mustache Mad would save Jack. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Out of moral standards or out of incompetence?
Well, we already established that Ryan thinks that Hitler is better than Stalin.
I said he was the lesser of two evils. I didn't say he was better. Be very clear on what we're saying right here now.
Yes, that was a joke.
Michael Jackson.
Yes, that was a joke.
I know it was.
So Ryan's Kanye?
I can't. What? Damn you, Shadow. All right, so next time on Hunting Hitler.
Hunting Hitler.
This is not a vacation home. This was built for a reason.
Everything points to this being used to get high-ranking Nazi officials out of Germany and to safety. Something like this costs millions.
Germans' fingerprints all over this place.
It just goes on forever.
I mean, this place was gearing up for war.
I don't care whose name the title was in. It was a German base.
So is it possible to see the house?
We better not go there, you know?
Well, I think we will go there.
If I'm gonna hide a high-value target, this is perfect. We have to get on here. We can't be compromised.
Stop,
I love that.
We got somebody coming.
Should we go there? I think we will go there.
You should not go. No, we are going to go there. Like,
You should not go there. I think we will go there.
I'm hoping the series ends with like them all like reaching Argentina, and it's like there's some like reason that like they find some reason why he actually wasn't in Argentina, and then they go back to the very beginning and they realize, oh, wait a minute, he just hid in the general population and opened a bookstore, and he died quietly and like 2 miles away from where he lived.
that is
originally.
actually a very good take. That is probably what would have
That would be
happened.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Or
I
he
mean,
got a nice mansion stuff in the States, who knows?
It's a humorous take. It's not how it ends, though. It's somebody who's seen it.
Aww.
That's right. Shut up, Shadow. Just kidding. We actually like Shadow's opinion around here. We don't yell at him. Like an insane. Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Again, yeah, actually, we do. I wouldn't have invited you on the show, dumbass. I'm gonna call you dumbass.
See how much he values your opinion.
Speaking of valuing your opinion, should do. It's good to see you. Thanks for working hard on all the videos, man. The Admiral has very much enjoyed them.
I have. I was saying earlier on the stream, like, every time I see one, it just brightens my day. So
Gotcha. Yeah, so coming up specifically for Legion Teaches History, I loaned my dad my copy of the history of like Cortez's conquest, so I'll probably that was going to be the topic that was next. I'm probably going to do either the causes of the Civil War or maybe some other topic that I've got on this bookshelf right here. For my own channel, I've got some other stuff coming up. In general, if you want to find me on streams, you can check me out on this channel right here, Legion Talk. I'll be here for Monday night's Game of Thrones tomorrow night, and then over on FNR. No clue what the topics will be. You can also find me on random channels like Linus Exiled, Clifton 3D, or Wheezy Pillar whenever I've got time to hop on those panels. I've been invited to Dames and Dorks this Thursday for their Dune streams, so that's going to be interesting. They've also got hold on, sorry, I'm horrible with names. I need to. There's also going to be Nerd Cookies, who's a bigger Dune nerd than me, apparently. So that's going to be a really interesting conversation to see. Then sporadic gaming streams on my channel. My brother wants to stream. Damn it! My brother wants to stream Helldivers with me, so expect my channel to be deleted sometime soon. If you want to see some horrible takes from me, check me out on Twitter. If you want to see some of my original content, check my coffee page. I've been kind of slow on that because perfectionist. This Saturday, you can check me out on Inside All Day Gaming, where we will be continuing the 1001 Masks. So that should be a lot of fun, everybody. And
Very
I think
nice.
that's it.
You lost the one, so you only have 1,000.
Yeah, you did lose the one. It fell down. JT says, "Is Anna from Stranger Things?"
Yes.
JT. It's funny.
All right. And then again,
No, because in the last season, when they were working in the ice cream shop, they were wearing similar like hats and gloves and stuff. Like
Really?
maybe, yeah.
never watched that show.
Uma Thurman's daughter. Yeah, I forgot her name, but
Oh, the lesbian chick?
yeah.
Yeah, that was season 3, not season 4. Season 4 was actually good.
No, that was the last season too. It was a lot of like that kind of them doing that. But no, I'm not from Stranger Things. I'm from Hunting Things.
I thought we were profiling Ryan.
JT says, "Is Shadow going to play baseball later?" I don't know what that
No,
means.
I just got done with work and they make me wear a hat, so I look very unpresentable without a hat on right now. And
At least
this
it
is
says
after one of the-
1923.
I need a haircut. Look at my hair.
Yeah, one of the best shows to come out in the last couple of years. Phenomenal, very good show. It's got Harrison Ford in it.
It does. Speaking of somebody who's not Harrison Ford, but he looks more like Obi-Wan Kenobi, that'd be Clifton 3D.
Hey, hello there. Right, you can find me same name as right here, Clifton 3D. Tomorrow there's Insert Culture. We're going to probably be talking about some Dune because Anna's going to be seeing it tomorrow as well, and it'll be fun. We'll have some other topics with it. Then I believe on the 8th, right? The 8th is Ballbuster, Devil's big 10-hour stream or whatever it is, or 12-hour stream. Or
Yeah, it's Dermy and Devil's giant ballbusters 12-hour stream starting 10 p.m.
Yeah, 5 a.m. for me. So
It's starting 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will probably jump on sometime at night, and then I'll probably jump on again sometime early in the morning, kind of splitting the difference. So it'll be a lot of fun.
yeah, I'll be on at some point. I'm not entirely sure yet when, just whenever I wake up. And yeah.
You better, dude.
Oh, definitely. And then there's going to be Friday Night Rumble on Friday, so that's always fun. And on the 10th, we're going to be on Anna's channel on Rumble. We're going to be watching The Crow. For me, it'll be the first time seeing it, so
It'll be the
forward to
first
that.
time I've seen it in 20 years. Jeez, wow, that long. Holy cow. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a good time. Speaking of a lot of fun, she's in charge, always in charge. She is the Admiral Anna, and apparently she's getting her Michael Jackson on today.
Admirals used to wear gloves. Oh my god. Especially on battleships. I am not Michael Jackson. I am Anna's Gameland. You can find me on YouTube. In Twix. It's Anna's Gameland. I am going to be joining Clifton tomorrow with Brandon the Anime Guy, Roden66 for Insert Culture. We will be talking about Dune. Hopefully no spoilers, but just giving our reactions and then spoiler free later. Also talking about I want to talk about Sweet Baby Yank and stuff like that, and some streamers saying stupid shit on stream lately, especially the millionaire ones. And then Thursday, so that will be at 11 p.m. GMT, which again, my brain does not compute this right now. Even though Ryan did copy paste my whole like GMT to EST to PST to MST to whatever.
I actually know
it's 4 p.m. Mountain Time. That's
Yeah,
it is
that's
4 p.m. Mountain Time.
Mountain Time. So
I know
join-
the difference because you're 7 hours later than we are. So and then Clifton is 8 hours later.
So if you know the difference, stop waking me up. And then
What?
Thursday
It's from the person who texted me at like 1 a.m.
Thursday, Ryan Roger at the Genzo UK Mephisto on Reality Based 9 p.m. GMT every week. Ryan Roger had his period last week, so we couldn't do it. And then going to what is that? Oh yeah, so Saturday is that Devil and Dermy thing, which is like 10 hours long.
Yeah, so it'll
Do. It doesn't matter. I'll be on there. Whatever happens, happens. And then Sunday, because we're taking a break from Star Trek Engage, we will be doing The Crow. Actually, Sunday, 10th of March, is Mother's Day in the UK. But my mom, my mom will be in Moscow, so I'm free. So we will be doing the review of The Crow because even before all of this bullshit was released with this new Bill Skarsgård shit and these pictures and stills, like we always wanted to review it because it's just such a good film. And so join us and chat. Hail. I'm ever gonna say hail to you, not to any of these guys, because they have to hail me.
Okay, but I still want to hang back sometimes. Yeah. But by the way, I remember. Didn't Jason said he was looking forward to this new remake? Like he really wants this to be good.
I kind of doubt it. I don't think anybody's looking forward to this new remake.
Yeah, that's why it's good to always go. So the show is called Back in Real Time, and also should do just for you, like I told you, Adam, the Renaissance Nerd, and Jed, Hollywood Scholar, they reviewed Troopers.
You told me.
Yeah. So you got to come up with something else.
I will. Sunshine Troopers 2.
No.
There is a 2.
And it's not as bad as 3.
Great. But yeah, everybody follow all of these fine gentlemen who all salute me, and I'll salute them back, even though I don't have to, but I will.
All right. All right. So, what? Who?
You. What about you?
Oh, I thought you said He-Man. I'm like, what about He-Man? I'm like, I watched Masters of the Universe. So it wasn't good.
Universe.
All right. So yeah. Basically, what's going to be happening is tomorrow night, Game of Thrones, season 7, episode number 6. Right, Shadow?
6 sounds right. It's the last episode of the season. I'm pretty sure.
I thought there was 8. No. We'll figure it out. So Game of Thrones tomorrow night.
Check right now.
Yeah, you're good. So it is basically 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's going to be 7 hours after the fact, GMT, for anybody across the pond who wants to watch. And then of course, after that, we're gonna do Friday night's Royal Rumble. Then I'll actually most likely be going straight from Friday night's Royal Rumble to Dermy stream, to the 12-hour stream there. Again, I'll do a little bit of Friday night, and then Saturday morning I'll probably run into a couple of these people. I usually do. And then of course on Sunday we're going to be doing The Crow. Also that means the fact that since it's Mother's Day and Anna's mom's going to be watching, y'all behave. You know who you are. Shadow. Fucking behave.
Is he
Shadow.
looking into a mirror?
Yes.
I'm checking. No, I'm getting. I'm checking Twitter right now, and I'm just spurging, I guess.
With that being said, no, it's been a lot of fun. This is the longest stream we've done to this point. We were just kind of goofing off and talk about different topics because there's no engage. We're taking a 2-week break this weekend, next weekend. We should be back for Star Trek Engage the following weekend. So again, 3 weeks from today. 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today. Anyway, yeah, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting season 2. Samuel, he'll join us if he can. He's doing some personal stuff, basically moving and stuff like that. Moving's a giant pain in the butt, so it sucks. So we understand that. That being said, we're going to say bye to the chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Jason says, go bald. It's nice. And I think he was talking about Clifton. Andy Pickle says, The Negotiator. The Negotiator is a great movie. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, that's a good movie. Late night with, JT says, Dermy Worm was a fun guest. Yeah, Dermy's a lot of fun. And, of course, Jason says, that's right. So anyway, as Shadow confirms, season 7, episode 7 of season 7. Thank you. The finale of season 7. All right, cool. And then of course, Anna says, thank you, Hunters. You're the best. And with that, we will say goodbye by doing this, because if you can't find the mustache man, you weren't looking hard enough.
There's not sufficient evidence that Hitler died in the bunker on April 30th, 1945.
Could Adolf Hitler have gotten out of Berlin, and how did he do it?
How did he enter Argentina?
We're going to look at who could facilitate hiding Hitler.
We need to take this out of the realm of hearsay and see what sort of technology we can bring. There are thousands of leads. It could completely change history.